Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
Dog is Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
Let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, today is the last day of Mary's probation. And since her probation officer, Uncle Henry Lunsford, has sent in an unfavorable report to the reformatory, it looks as though she'll soon be taken away from Lum and Abner. As we look on the little community today, we find that it's evening. The old fellows are in their jot-em-down store and library. Lum is trying to put through a long-distance call.
Oh, I see. Well, keep trying to get hold of them for me, Mamie. Well, this is important. Yeah. No, I'll be at the store here. All right, Mamie. Thank you. Goodbye.
Law me, Lum, if you ain't been able to get hold of Mr. Barstow at the reformatory all day, you surely ain't going to get him this evening.
Well, we got to keep trying, though, Abner. Because Mary's probation term's up at midnight tonight, so anything we do, we got to do for then.
I still don't see what we can do, though, Lum. We know Mr. Barstow's got Uncle Henry's letter by now. That report he sent in telling him what laws she's broke and all that.
Yeah, I know, but I figured if I could just get to talk to Mr. Barstow direct before he makes his final decision on Mary's case, well, maybe I could tell him a few things.
What kind of things?
Oh, I'd tell him what a narrow-minded, ornery critter Uncle Henry Lunsford is, and how he's got himself prejudiced against Mary and all that.
Well, would Mr. Barstow believe you, though?
I can't tell you that. It's just be my word against Uncle Henry's.
Of course, I reckon they'd listen to him before they would you, though, Lum, on account of him being the official probation officers and all.
Yeah, that's right, but we gotta try everything we can to keep Mary from being sent back there to the reformatory.
Oh, yeah, we can't let that happen no way. Dadgummit, I got the hiccups again.
Wait a minute, that's our ring. Maybe Mamie Final got connected with Mr. Barstow.
Dogged, I hope so.
Abner, go get yourself a glass of water and take 10 swallers. Get shut of them hiccups.
Yeah.
Hello, jot 'em down, store and library. Lum Edder's talking. Oh, what do you want, Uncle Henry? Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll be here at the store. No, we won't leave. Yeah. Uh-huh. All right. Goodbye. That was our beloved town marshal. Says he's coming over to give us some important news.
Oh.
Did that water help you any, Abner?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it helped me fine. I'm all over him now.
Oh, good. Oh, for goodness sake.
Wait a minute. I'll take 10 more swallows.
Well, you can't keep that up all day.
I just sort of lost count of the other time there, I believe. Maybe I just taken 8 or 9.
Well, keep track this time.
Yeah.
I ain't very anxious to hear this news Uncle Henry's bringing us. Bound to be bad news. Otherwise, he wouldn't bother to tell us.
Yeah, I believe I'm all right now. I reckon what the news is, Lum.
Oh, that ain't hard to tell. He's more than likely got orders to... Wait a minute. Maybe that's Mamie with my call. Just a second.
Yeah.
Hello, jot 'em down, store. Ma? Oh, you finally got the call through, huh? Huh? Oh. Won't be back till tomorrow, huh? No use trying to get Mr. Barstow tomorrow, because that'll be too late. Yeah, well, much obliged anyways, Mamie. Mom? Oh, he's fine. Got the hiccups right now.
I'm over him.
He's over him, he says. Yeah, I'm sorry to cause you so much trouble. Goodbye. Well, I reckon that sort of concludes that. We can't get him.
Well, Mr. Barstow won't be back till tomorrow, huh?
No, so he's more than likely made his final decision on Mary by now.
Yeah.
And that's more than likely the news that Uncle Henry's bringing us.
Doggies, Lum, what are we going to do anyway?
I don't know, Abner. I'll try to get Uncle Henry to listen to reason.
Well, we've done tried that, Lum. He won't listen to no reason or nothing else. All he does is just talk about doing his duty. That's all he talks about.
Right, I reckon.
About all you can do to change his mind, just whop him on top of the head or scare him half to death, one.
Yeah, he's stubborn as a blue-nosed mule.
Oh, yeah.
Or wait a minute. I believe you give me a idea there, Abner.
I did. Well, good for me. Can I whop him first?
No, we ain't gonna whop him. We're gonna scare him.
I believe whopping him be quicker.
Well, that wouldn't do no good, though. Now, here's what we can do. We'll get his conscience to scare him into changing his mind about Mary.
Well, how you going about doing something like that?
That'll be easy.
Huh?
You're gonna be his conscience.
Huh?
Quick as Uncle Henry gets here, why, you say you gotta get home, and then you go
Well,
outside.
now, wait a minute now, Lum. I don't want to be Uncle Henry's consciousness or nothing else.
Well, you gotta do this, Abner. Then you go outside, but instead of going home, you go around to the side of the store and stand just outside the window there. Stand in the shadow so Uncle Henry can't see you.
Well, Lum, I don't know how to be no conscientious. I never taken up that word.
The word is conscience.
Oh.
And I'll tell you just exactly what to do. First, you start out by calling out his name in a mysterious voice.
Mysterious voice?
Yeah, sort of like a conscience would talk. If
I don't know how a conscience talks, Lum. I never
don't
been
either,
one.
but... And from then on, just try to make him ashamed of himself for picking on a 12-year-old young'un like Mary.
All right, I'll try. I'll get on to what you're talking about. I still don't know if I'll make a good conscientious or not.
Conscience, not conscientious.
Oh, well, whatever you call it. I don't know whether I'll make a good one or not.
Wait a minute, yonder he comes out there now.
Oh, yeah.
Now be careful what you say.
Yeah, I will.
Just try to make him ashamed of himself.
All right.
Maybe he'll change his mind and change the report.
I hope he does.
It's our only chance.
All right.
Find out what you say.
Well. Howdy, Lum. Howdy, Abner.
Yeah, howdy, Uncle Henry.
Yeah, come on in.
Yes, sirree, Bob.
What's this big news you got for us, Uncle Henry? Have you just arrested some 5-year-old young'un for speeding on his tricycle?
Now, listen here, Lum Abner. Don't forget when you talk to me, you're talking to the law.
Oh, no danger of nobody forgetting that. The way you keep reminding folks of it all the time.
I'm just doing my duty, that's all. When the citizens of Pine Ridge elected me town marshal, I take an oath to perform my duty. And by Jasper, that's what I'm a-doing. And remember this, too. I don't make the laws. You can't blame me for them. All I do is see that the laws is lived up to.
That's interesting.
Just doing my duty. Yes, sirree, Bob. Got to stick to the law.
Very nice, Uncle Henry. What are you putting up this defense for yourself for? By the way, your conscience couldn't be bothering you, could it?
Why, of course not. My conscience is clear as a bell. Clear as a bell. Yes, sirree, Bob.
Uh-huh. Well, we'll see about that. Abner, don't you have to get home? Didn't Elizabeth call you or something?
Why, no, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, I gotta get right home right now.
Well, wait a minute. Wait till I tell you the news. Here it is, right here. This telegram I got from Mr. Barstow today.
Oh, what does he say?
Well, he says he got my report and they've decided Mary goes back.
Oh,
I'm
scared of that.
supposed to take her back to the reformatory first thing tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
That's right.
Oh, my.
Just read the telegram. Here, read it yourself.
I don't want to see it or nothing.
Well, Abner, you better get on home.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll see you fellers later. Tomorrow, I mean.
Yeah, tell Mary to get her duds together, 'cause I want to leave early as I can.
Uh-huh.
Well, Uncle Henry, are you proud of yourself for what you done now?
Oh, it ain't a matter of pride, Lum. It's a matter of doing my duty. I don't like to have to do this no better than you do, but the law is the law, and, well, we gotta stick by it.
Yeah, of course you know, Uncle Henry, sometimes it don't hurt to mix a little common sense up with the law.
But, Lum, the law's the law, and by Jasper...
Just a second, I forgot to open... I think I better open the window. It's getting kind of stuffy in here. Special since you come in.
Now, just exactly how do you mean by that remark, Lum?
Oh, nothing. Better stand over here, Uncle Henry. This cool air is good for you.
Well, gotta be running on, Lum. I want to get plenty of sleep tonight, 'cause that's a long trip I got to make.
Uncle Henry.
Huh?
Uncle Henry.
What was that?
What was what?
Didn't you hear? Somebody was calling my name.
Excuse you, I never heard nothing.
Well, you must have.
Uncle Henry.
There it is again. Did you hear that?
No, I never heard a thing. You must be imagining stuff, Henry. Do you feel all right?
Uncle Henry.
Who said that? Who is it?
It's your conscientious.
Conscience.
Conscience.
There. There, it answered you, Lum.
Answered me. I never said nothing.
Are you sure you never, Lum?
Granny, I ought to know whether I'm talking or not, oughtn't I?
Well, yes, I reckon so.
Uncle Henry, ain't you ashamed of yourself?
Lum, are you positive you can't hear nothing?
Oh, I can hear a tree toad once in a while. That's about all, though.
Uncle Henry, how can you send a 12-year-old young'un to the reformatory?
Well, I ain't sitting her there myself. I'm just doing my duty.
For goodness sakes, Henry, who are you talking to?
Why, I'm talking to... Oh, that's right. You can't hear it, can you?
Can't hear what? Granny, you must be out of your head or something.
No, Sherry, I ain't out of my head.
Well, there must be something wrong with you. You're acting awful peculiar.
Uncle Henry, you'll never be able to sleep again. Not never in your whole life if you don't change your mind about Mary.
I tell you, I'm just doing my duty.
You'll never be able to sleep again.
The law's the law.
You'll never be able to sleep again.
Uh-oh.
No, sir, you'll never be able to...
Somebody's going to get whopped on the head if they ain't got sense enough to shut up.
Lum, you know if your conscience can have the hiccups?
Why, yeah, sure.
They can.
Especially if your conscience is upset. Yeah, I've heard a lot of cases like that. All serious cases, too. I recollect one case where a feller did something he knowed down deep in his heart was the wrong thing to do, and his conscience got the hiccups so bad that it finally affected the feller himself, and he died from it.
Died? Oh, my goodness alive.
I don't get if somebody don't hand Uncle Henry's conscience just a glass of water. I'm going to die, too.
Glass of water? I dog it. By Jasper, I thought there was something funny going on
Now,
here.
wait a minute, Uncle Henry. Come back here. We never meant no harm.
I never said you did. All I'm going to do is go out and arrest my conscience for false impersonation, deceiving an officer of the law, and for peeking in the windows. By Jaspers, I'll show 'em.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I dog it, Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Mary is scheduled to make the dreaded journey back to the reformatory with Town Marshal Uncle Henry Lunsford this morning. All of Lum and Abner's efforts to induce Uncle Henry to change his mind or to contact Mr. Barstow at the state institution have failed completely. As we look in on the little community today, we find a very dejected Lum and Abner in the Jot 'em Down store and library.
You mean you ain't told her a word about her having to go back to the reformatory this morning?
No, sir, I ain't, Lum. I tried every which way I could study up to get myself to tell her, and I just never had the heart to do it.
Granny, you oughta did it, Abner.
I know.
Uncle Henry will be here any second now to get her.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we're supposed to have her waiting at the store here.
Yeah, I know that, Lum, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Ain't there something we can do to stop all this, Lum?
I don't know. I can't think of nothing. But we just got to stop it some way.
We got to figure out some way to do it. That's all there are to it. Now, we can't let him take her back.
Mind out, here he comes now.
Oh, my goodness.
Don't let on.
I won't.
Well, morning, Lum, morning, Abner.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir, nice morning for a trip. Yes, sir, Bob.
Yeah, you would enjoy a trip like this, Henry.
Now, listen here, Abner. I told you once I don't like this job any more than you do. But the law's the law, and we got to stick to it.
Uh-huh.
I don't make the law, you know.
No.
All I do, I just see that they're carried out, that's all. Doing my duty. The law's the law.
Now, Grannies, wait a minute. Maybe you're right, Uncle Henry. Maybe that is the thing to do. Stick to the law.
Well, I'm sure it is.
Abner, come here a second. Uncle Henry, will you excuse us for a minute? I got something personal to tell Abner.
Well, all right. Hurry up, though. I got to get started. By the way, whereabouts is the girl at?
We'll tell you in a minute. Come here, Abner.
Yeah. What is it? What's the matter?
Listen, stall off Uncle Henry as long as you can.
Huh?
Don't let him leave here to get Mary, and don't let him call her neither.
Well, what are you going to do, Lum?
Well, I ain't got time to tell you now. Is that old law book of mine still back in the feed room?
Well, I reckon so. It's back there on that shelf. Generally is.
Good. Well, I'll be back as quick as I can. All right, Uncle Henry, we're through. I'll see you later. I got some work to do back in the feed room.
Well, wait, though, Lum. Whereabouts is Mary at?
Abner will tell you. Have a nice trip.
Yeah. Well, how about it, Abner? Whereabouts is she? This ain't no trick you fellas are trying to pull, is it?
Oh, no, of course not. Ain't no trick. Mary's, well, she's over at my place waiting for you, Uncle Henry.
She was supposed to be here at the store.
Yeah, well, I reckon she got mixed up. After all, she's just a 12-year-old youngin', you know.
That ain't no excuse. Well, call her up and tell her I'll pick her up there.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, call her up, yeah.
Well, go ahead and do it. What are you waiting for?
Why, doggy, that's peculiar. I plumb forgot what that ring is over at my place.
Forgot it?
Sure as the world.
Your own ring?
Yeah, I done it.
Abner, I believe you're just stalling around.
No, I ain't. See, I got an awful bad memory. Sometimes I can't even recollect who... Wait a minute. Let's see here. What is my name? Who am I?
You're Abner Peabody.
Well.
And your ring is 2 longs and a short. Now get on that phone before I arrest you for something.
Oh, yeah, that's right. 1 long and 2 short. Yeah,
2 longs and 1 short.
Yeah, that's what I said, yeah.
If I was you, Abner, I wouldn't rifle the law this way. It ain't healthy. No, sirree, Bob. The law's the law, and we got to stick to it.
Yeah, I know. Hello? Is that you, Elizabeth? What? Oh, imagine that. I got Grandpappy Spirit at his place. Must have given the wrong ring there.
Well, I told you it was 2 longs.
Just a second, Henry. Don't holler like how's that, Grandpap? Yeah, this is Abner, but I called you by mistake. Oh, pretty good. How are you? That's fine. How's Aunt Charity? Well, good. How's your nephew, Luke? Well, good for him. Well, how's that?
Jasper, Abner, if
wait
you
a minute,
don't hang
I
up...
can't hear what Grandpap's saying. You hollering in my ear, Uncle Henry. Say, Grandpap, how's your cousin over at Hatfield? Yeah, that's one, Albert. That's fine. And how are you,
Abner,
Grandpap?
if you ask how anybody else is, I'm going to arrest you.
Say, Grandpap, there's something important I got to read to you. Hold the phone just a second.
Wait a minute. Where are you going?
Just over here in the library. I hope I can find it. Yeah, here it is. Here's lucky thing I recollected it.
Recollected what?
Oh, something important here. Hello, Grandpap. Well, now, listen to this. Listen close. Let's see now what, here, page 972. Abilene College, purple and white. Adrian College, canary and black. Alabama College, purple and gold.
Abner, what you reading there?
Be quiet. This is the almanac, and Grandpap's way behind in his reading here. Alabama Poly Institute, orange and blue. Alabama University.
Abner, cut that out.
Crimson and white. Alabama College, orange and black. Alcorn A&M College.
I'll have the law on you.
Amherst College, purple and white. Antioch College,
all right, Abner,
blue.
you can quit now.
Oh, good. Goodbye, Grandpap.
Thought you'd be gone by now, Uncle Henry.
Well, I would have been if this idiot would have got off of the phone.
Well, I'm glad you ain't left yet, because I wanted to tell you to hurry back so you can be here for the recall proceedings.
Recall proceedings? I ain't heard nothing about that. Somebody has to get up a petition before there can be a recall.
Well, it just so happens, Henry, that I got up one. Let's see here, 400 names is way above the number of signatures required for the petition, ain't it?
Well, yes. Has to be 25% of the voters. But here now, who's being recalled?
You are, Uncle Henry.
Me?
Well, hooray! Good for you, Lum.
Now, wait a minute. You can't recall me. You ain't got no grounds.
No?
No.
Well, if you didn't have to leave in such a hurry, I'd be proud to read the petition to you and show you what the grounds is.
Well, I can wait a few minutes. Go ahead and read it. let's see what skullduggery you've been up to.
Yeah, read it, Lum. I'd love to hear that myself.
Well, it just says that the undersigned here don't think you're fit to be town marshal no longer for the following reasons.
Well, good for them.
1, neglect of duty.
Neglect your duty.
Yeah, last Wednesday night you failed to bring in the flag over at the jailhouse at sundown.
Well, how could I bring it in? I was shut up inside that bread truck.
The law says you gotta bring it in every night.
Every
And the
night.
law's the law.
Yeah.
Gotta stick to that.
Yes, sir.
And that same day that you was riding in the bread truck, you left the city of Pine Ridge for 24 hours without appointing anybody in your place. And furthermore, you left the jail unlocked one whole night without no guard on duty.
But there was no prisoners in there to guard.
That don't make no difference. The law states that a guard must be on duty at all times.
Yeah, now, we don't make these laws, Henry. We just want to see if they're carried out, that's all.
Now, just a minute here. The reason I neglected my duty that way was because that little reform school girl of yours forced me into that bread truck and shut the door on me.
Well, that's listed here, too, under unsuited for police work.
What's that?
Any fella that lets a little 12-year-old girl shove him into a truck must be awful weak.
Yeah, awful weak.
And, as you know, there's a regulation that says the town marshal must keep himself physical fit and mental alert at all times.
And the law's the law. Yes, sir,
Now, you listen here. She didn't actually shove me. I got in that truck by myself.
Oh, you finally admit it, huh?
Well,
then, weren't you sort of trespassing when you got into a truck that don't belong to you?
of course it weren't trespassing. It was my duty. I went in there to search for Mary.
Yeah, and you went in without a search warrant, too. I'll add that in here.
Yeah, put it down.
Right above destruction of personal property.
What's that? Destruction.
Yeah, you told us the other day that when you fell down in the bread truck, you landed on a batch of fancy cakes.
You bet I did, and it cost me $2 to have my suit cleaned.
All right, as long as them cakes belong to somebody else, why, that's destruction of property.
Now, listen here, Lum.
Now, you listen to me. There's a slight chance that I might tear up this petition if you'd like to send a telegram, Henry.
A telegram?
Yeah, to Mr. Barstow at the reformatory. Telling him that the report on Mary you sent in was all a mistake.
Now, see here, Lum. You can't scare me with that petition of yours. I don't care how many signers you got.
I can't, huh?
No.
Well, here's something else them signers might want to know. Exactly what do you do with the tax money you get to run the jail on?
What do you mean?
I'm just asking you a question, Henry.
Oh, is that in the petition?
Well, not yet.
Well, yes, no. Maybe I was a little wrong about Mary, yeah. I believe I will send Mr. Barstow a telegram, yeah. I believe I will.
Well, it's a good idea, I reckon. An awful good idea.
Yes, sir.
And I guess I won't need this petition no more neither. Just tear that up.
Yeah.
Much obliged to you, Lum. Well, I better get over to Dick's place and you get this telegram off.
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
All right, fine.
So long, Uncle Henry.
Well, that's that.
Hey, Doggies Lum, you're a genius. A genius.
Well, I do get a idea once in a while. I'll say that for myself.
You're a regular detective, too. How'd you find out he's doing something you oughtn't to with that tax money?
I never found out.
Huh?
I just taken a chance on that.
What?
Shot in the dark. Might not everybody slips up on something. Summers, and I guess that was it.
Well, I do know.
If you notice, I never accused him of nothing. I just asked him a question. He done accusing himself.
Doggies, that's right. Well, when did you go out and get all them folks to sign that petition off?
I never had no signatures on it.
You never?
No, I don't know what I would have did if he'd asked to look at the petition himself.
If that don't beat all.
You better get the phone there, Abner. If it's Mary, tell her I want to talk to her.
Yeah, I'll tell her. Hello, jot 'em down, store. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry I cut you off there, Grandpap. Oh, yeah, sure. Just a minute, I'll check here. Where's that book I had here? Oh,
What's he want?
Oh, something here Grandpap wants to know. Yeah, here it is, Grandpap. Antioch College, blue and gold. Arkansas University, crimson and white.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
Aye, Doggies Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
Let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, with the aid of a petition suggesting that Uncle Henry Lunsford be recalled, Lum was finally able to make the town marshal change his mind and send in a favorable report on Mary. As we're looking on the little community today, we find Lum, Abner, and Mary in the Jot 'em Down store and library, all of them still looking at a telegram just received from the reformatory.
Go on, Lum, read it again.
Yeah, read it again, Uncle Lum.
Granny, I done read you the telegram 5 or 6 times. You ought to know it by heart by now.
Yeah, read it again. Oh, I just love to hear it, Lum.
Me too.
Well, all right. In view of corrected report from probation officer Lunsford, committee has voted to release Ellie Connors permanently to become ward of guardians Mr. and Mrs. Abner Peabody and Mr. Lum Eddard.
Lum Eddard.
Congratulations, E.W. Barstow.
Read it again now, Lum.
Oh, that's plumb silly.
I love that part where it says I'm a guardian. I ain't never been a guardian before.
Gee, I ain't either.
Well, you ain't one, sis. You're a ward.
Oh, yeah. I'm a ward, that's right. I'm a ward, Uncle Abner.
Yeah, I know yours is.
Say, what is a ward anyway?
Oh, a ward's
That's where you vote. They have
No, it ain't. It's a young minor, young'un. That, well, it means you belong to us now, not nobody else in the whole world.
Gee.
And you ain't Ellie Connors no more, neither. From now on, you're Mary Eddard,
Mary Eddard.
Esquire. No, I guess that wouldn't fit on that.
Well, say, Lum, couldn't we sort of work the name of Peabody in there somewhere? Mary Eddard's Peabody or Mary Peabody Eddard or something?
No, that don't sound good. It sounds too growed up.
Well, now, don't forget, Lum, Mary belongs to me, too. Fact is, me and Elizabeth, our name was ahead of hers in that telegram, you know.
Well, yeah, but that don't mean nothing. She belongs to both of us equal, I believe.
Say, if I belong to you now, do you belong to me, too?
Well, yeah, I reckon so. We're all in this together.
I still think we ought to have Peabody in that name there somewhere.
Well, here, let's not get ourselves into no arguments on a day like this. We
I'm
ought
gonna
to be
try.
celebrating or something.
Yeah, I reckon we ought to. I wish there was a carnival in town. I'd take Sis down there.
I know. Let's have a picnic.
Yeah, that's a good idea, picnic. Ain't no one thing I enjoy more than a picnic. Love 'em.
Can we make some lemonade to take along?
Why, sure we can. We'll have lemonade and potato salad and... wait a minute, though. It'll be too dark to have a picnic by the time we leave here. We don't close the store up till might not dark.
Yeah, but today's going to be different, though. We'll close the store up right now. This is an extra special occasion.
Well, good for us.
It ain't every day we get a daughter or a ward. Leastways, not a nice one like Mary.
Why, no. Let's close the store. Declare it a holiday right now, Lum.
It's done declared right here now.
Hooray! Good for us.
Lock the front
Hooray.
door.
Whereabouts can we go for a picnic, huh?
Well, about the best place I know of is that creek over there, just the other side of Pin Oak Flats. Of course, that's a little too far to walk, though, I reckon.
Well, I tell you, why don't we invite Cedric and he can drive us over there in his car?
Huh?
You know, he loves picnics.
Oh, Lord, he'll go might not any place there's going to be a picnic.
I'll call him right now.
Yeah, reckon we ought to invite Elizabeth too, Lum.
Yeah, I think we ought to. She's one of the guardians. And
Yeah.
besides that, she can fix the victuals for us.
Why, sure, she'll do that for us.
And
yeah.
the flat tires, too, for having.
Oh, yeah, she's good at that.
Hello, Cedric. This is Lum. Are you done sleeping for today?
No, that's the one thing.
Well, good. Say, how'd you like to go on a little picnic this afternoon? Well, wait, don't get so excited. I can't make out a word you're saying. Well, just get your car and come on over to the store and explain it to you. Yeah, just as soon as you can. All right, Cedric. Goodbye.
Cedric's coming.
All I had to do was just mention the word picnic, and he might not went into hysteria.
Well, I knowed he would.
Well, here, Abner, you better get on the phone and call Elizabeth.
Oh, yeah, about the victuals. Yeah, I'll do that right now. Yeah.
Any special victuals you want to have, sis?
Lemonade, that's what I like. Can we have a whole lot of it, huh?
Oh, sure, we'll have lots of lemonade. Don't you worry for a minute. Hello? Elizabeth? This is your man, Abner. Listen, get out in the kitchen there and fix up a batch of victuals for a picnic.
Been drinking too much lemonade lately.
Yeah, well, I'll explain the details to you later. Yeah, just get the food ready.
It's good for you.
Huh? Well, you can chop that wood some other time. Why, sure you can. I'll tell you, go over and ask Miss Quincy. She won't help you chop it.
Is that lipstick on that lemon?
No.
Yeah, all right. I'll tell you what I'll do. If you'll go over there to the picnic with us, well, I'll get up early in the morning before daylight, and I'll hold a lantern for you while you chop the wood.
Hardly.
Honest, I will. Cross my heart. Well, hurry up now. All right. Goodbye.
You going to fix the victuals?
Yeah, it wasn't easy, though, Lum. You seen what I had to do there. I just hate to have to pamper a woman that way, but sometimes you can't get out of it.
Well, I reckon it ain't a good idea.
Oh, no. Women get ideas right away, and the first thing you know, why, they want you to start carrying the wood in the house for them after they get done chopping it.
Well, of course, I don't think it'd hurt to give them a little vacation once in a while.
She had a vacate. She went over there to Bates' place and helped them to cotton crop this year. She ain't been chopping wood for 3 or 4 weeks now.
Well, yeah, but sometimes, when they don't have to do the same thing over and over again, they get back to their work, they got a different idea about it.
Yeah.
More enthused over it.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know nothing about him, but I just want her to come along with us.
Granny's, I hope that ain't Elizabeth calling back to say she changed her mind.
Well, if it is, I'll tell her a couple of things or two. Just a minute, let me get this phone here. I'll talk to her. Jot 'em down, store and library. Abner Peabody doing the talking. What? I can't hear you. Oh, just a minute. Here, Mary, it's for you.
Me?
Yeah, sounds like some young'un. I couldn't hear him.
Oh. Hello? Yes? Oh, hello, Kenny.
Yeah, that's who I figured it was. Kenny Pomeroy. Sound like he's down the barrel there.
Uh-huh. What?
He ain't used to talking on the phone.
Well,
No,
gee,
no.
Kenny, just a minute.
I ain't used to listening.
Say, Uncle Lum,
Yeah, what is it?
Kenny wants me to go down to the gas station and watch him grease Mr. Seastrunk's car.
Well, that wouldn't be no fun, would it, sis?
Well, I sort of promised Kenny. Could I ask him to come along with us? Could I, Uncle Lum?
Well, I don't know. I reckon so. Be kind of crowded in the car, but go ahead.
Thanks. Hello, Kenny. Say, you're going on a picnic with us. No, right now. Hurry up. Yeah, over to the store. Hurry up. Goodbye. Gee, Kenny's going.
Huh.
Uncle Abner, Kenny's going with us. Kenny's going.
Say, Abner, I was just thinking, maybe we got enough red stamps to get a few wieners to roast.
We need to roast.
That is, if Jeff's got any on hand over at the butcher shop.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But I got my doubts if Elizabeth's got many stamps left right now, Lum.
Well, I might not sure I'll have enough. I don't use many of mine.
No.
I'll call Jeff and see directly what he's got. He can pick them up on our... Wait on, I believe that was our ring again. I'll get it.
Might have been. Never say no tell.
Hello. Jot 'em down, store and library. Lum and Abner's talking.
Lum and Abner's talking.
How's that?
Be quiet.
Oh, just a minute.
Don't ever interrupt.
Here, Mary. It's for you again.
Is it Kenny?
Yeah, I believe so.
Hello? Oh, hello, Clarence.
Clarence.
Oh, did Kenny tell you? Oh, just a minute. Say, Uncle Lum,
Now,
would it be all right if Clarence Bates comes along with us? He's kind of nice, Clarence is.
Well, along me, sis, ain't room for him. We're overcrowded the way it is now.
yeah, I'm feared Abner's right, sis.
Oh. Well, couldn't he stand on the running board?
Well, that's where I was aiming for Elizabeth to ride, sis.
Oh. Well, all right, I'll tell him he can't go.
Yeah.
Just a second, Mary. Abner, Elizabeth wasn't too keen about going, was she?
No, she weren't too happy about it. Had all that wood chopping to do and all.
Well, I believe it'd be a shame to tear her away from that. She'd be unhappy.
Huh?
We let her stay home. I reckon there'd be room for Clarence.
I reckon so. I'll call Elizabeth and tell her the good news.
Here, go ahead, sis. Ask her.
Gee, thanks. Thanks. Hello, Clarence? Yes. Yeah, right away over at the store. Hurry. Goodbye. Gee, Clarence is going. Ain't that swell, Uncle Abner?
Well, I reckon you better call Elizabeth, Abner.
Yeah, maybe I ought to wait till she gets the victuals fixed, Lums. Otherwise, she might not be so anxious to fix them. Want to get back to her wood chop. Wait a minute. Maybe that's her now. I'll answer it here and see. Got him down, store and library. Huh? Oh, just a minute. Here, Mary.
Oh, thanks. Hello? Hello, Virginia.
Virginia, long distance call.
Who did? Kenny? Well, just a minute. Say, Uncle Lum.
I was just thinking, I got a big batch of bills I ought to be looking over today. I don't believe I'll make that picnic after all.
Huh?
And that'll leave one extra place in the car.
Oh, well, then maybe Virginia?
Yeah, sure. That's a good idea.
Hello, Virginia? Yes. What? Oh, well, just a a minute. See, Uncle Abner?
Huh?
Ronald Abernathy is over at Virginia Blevins' house.
Yeah, sure, you know, I was just thinking here, I don't believe it'd do my rheumatiz any good to sit around on the damp ground. I don't believe I better go to that picnic after all.
Well, are you sure you don't want to go, Uncle Abner?
Oh, I don't care for him at all. Never did, hardly. No.
Hello, Virginia? Bring Ronald along. Yeah. And hurry. Goodbye.
Cedric just drove up out there. You better go out and get started so you can all get home before dark.
Yeah, there he is right now.
We will.
And wait a minute. Here's some money for the wiener.
Money for the wieners.
And tell Cedric to build a bonfire for you.
I will. Oh, gee, sure wish you two could go along.
Yeah, well, maybe some other time.
Yeah, we just can't make it today, honey. You better run along now. Have a good time.
Well, I'll try to. Gee, you're the two best guardians in the whole world. Well, goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye, sis.
Yeah, goodbye.
Looks like she don't care much about being with us.
Huh?
Well, Abner, I reckon I just had my first lesson in being a parent.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things you're going to have to get used to, you know.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
Dog is Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
Now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, with the probation committee's decision to release Mary from the reformatory, Ellie Connors goes out of existence forever, and Mary Edwards becomes an actuality. And now that Lum and Abner have been named her guardians, they're settling down to the business of parenthood. As we look around the little community today, we find Abner in the Jot 'em Down store, and Grandpappy Spears is absorbed in the magazine.
Jimmy, they got more outlandish advertisements in the magazine nowadays than I ever seen before in my life.
Yeah, what's outlandish about them, Grandpa?
Just look at this pigeon-toting here.
Yeah, which one's that? Oh, this one here with the airplane in it?
Yeah, look here. Claims we'll all be dolling up in our Sunday clothes and go driving our own airplanes all over the country after the war's over.
Airplanes? For the land sakes alive.
Yeah, they'll never get me in one of them contraptions, I can tell you that right now.
Well, that's just more likely advertisement. They're just trying to start up a fad. It won't last long.
Oh, I know that.
No.
Of course it won't.
That's what I said when automobiles come in. We bought that carload of buggies.
Yeah, looky here. They even claim they'll make the airplanes so simple a young girl can run one of them.
Oh, such prattle pal.
That's what it says. It says so right here in black and ink.
Why, it takes them Abenators months to learn how to run one of them things.
You claim here a girl can do it.
How old a girl?
Well, it don't say.
Oh?
By the way, I hear that girl, that niece of Lum's, is going to stay here in Pine Ridge permanent now.
Yeah? Whereabouts do you hear that?
Lum told Charity.
Oh, well, it's the truth, I reckon. See, we're sort of her guardians now, me and Lum and Elizabeth.
Uh-huh. How come she ain't going back to her papa and mama in Wisconsin?
Well, you see, she was actually in the reform, I forget the reason right now. You better ask Lum about that, I guess, Grandpa.
Jimmy, look at this one. Collapsible houses.
Huh?
Just take a look at this pigeon-toed ad.
What's that?
Claims after the war we'd be living in houses you can put together and take apart.
Take apart?
Yes, sir. That's what it says. Look at that picture right there.
Well, I do know. Now, I reckon who gets up all them crazy ideas?
Oh, no telling.
Do they expect us to believe all this junk?
Well, I don't know. They must, or they wouldn't go to all the trouble printing it up.
They must think we're awful ignorant.
Imagine taking the parlor off your house and moving it round to the backyard. Most outlandish thing I ever run up against.
Of course, now that would be sort of handy, though.
Handy?
Why, sure. Well, take for instance, if you want to sit down in the parlor and read the paper of the evening and your woman kept jawing at you and wanting you to fix a stovepipe or something, why, All you'd have to do is just take the parlor and move it away somewhere where you couldn't hear her join all the time.
Jiminy, I never thought about that.
Yeah, that'd be handy.
Yeah, Charity can be an awful nuisance that way when she takes a mind to be.
Oh, yeah. Well, you take the generality of women folks, Grandpap, they're all like that. Love to talk.
Yeah, maybe that ain't such a bad idea, Tad, having a house you can take apart.
Why, of course
Especially if you
it
had a porch you could move. Just follow the sun around the house all day.
Yeah, stay in the shade all the time. That's a good idea. Yeah. And here's something else. Take, for instance, when relays come to visit you.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, all you gotta do is just take that extra bedroom off your house and hide it summers, and then the relays can't stay with you because they won't have no place to sleep.
Yeah, here's another advantage, too. Take, for instance, when you see somebody like Charlie Redfield coming.
You mean around supper time?
Well, yeah, that's the only time he ever comes to see you.
Oh, that man can smell victuals further than there one human I ever knowed in my life.
Oh, yeah. Hangs around, there ain't but one thing to do, and that's to invite him to sit up to the board with you.
Yeah, that's Charlie. He'll do it every time.
Just like a hound dog, he'll hang around anywhere they'll feed him.
Yeah, he'll do it. He will do that. He'll do it. Sure will.
Now, if this collapsible house, why, you just uncollapse the kitchen and hide it. Down you'd be shut of that pigeon-toed Charlie in no time at all.
Why, sure you would. Dogged, I'm for that idea. Whereabouts can you buy one of them houses?
No, you can't get 'em till after the war's over.
Oh, Dad, blame it anyway.
According to this article here. Of course, it seems a little ridiculous to me, Abner. I'd have taken well, sakes alive.
What's the matter?
Well, Jimmy, here's one that outcaps all the others put together.
What's that, Grandpap?
Why, they claim that we'll have... I don't believe I can keep a straight voice to tell it to you.
Well, sure, tell me.
Right there, that one.
Oh, this one here, huh?
They claim we're going to have a telephone in our car.
Telephone in our car?
Yes, sir. There's a picture of it right there.
Yeah, dogged, I'm looking at it. And I don't see now how that would ever work. You couldn't go very far in your car. That is, unless you had an awful long batch of telephone wire on it. And every time you turn a corner, why, you'd more likely get your wires all tangled up with somebody else's. No, that wouldn't work at all. They're off there. They're missing a spoke or two out of the wheel, that fella.
They claim here they can make the phone work without no wires on it, though.
Oh, says it.
Well, they claim it can be done, says so. That's just what it says, right here.
Dogged, now, if that's true, there's something I'd love to have. Yes, sir, a telephone in my car. That'd be handy.
Well, natural. Who wouldn't?
Dogged, I'm going to get me one of them just quick as a word over. Does the car come with the telephone, or do you have to buy that separate?
Don't say here. I don't know whether the car comes with the telephone or the telephone comes with the car.
Well, I hope the car comes with it, as long as I ain't got an automobile. There's going to be one of the handiest things I ever bought myself. Or to be able to get in an awful lot of fishing with that contraption, you know.
Fishing with a telephone?
Well, no, I wouldn't fish with it, but I mean, every morning I'd just get in my car and take grocery orders over my telephone while I was driving out to the river. Then I could park the car right near to where I'm fishing so that I could hear the phone ring, you know, and take orders over it. And then when I get done fishing, why, just drive back to town, put up the order, deliver, go home, cook my fish. Day'd be over.
Yeah, but here's something you're forgetting, Abner. Don't forget that your woman can call you up wherever you're at, though.
Oh, dogged, that's right, ain't it?
Sure, she'd be jawing at you all the time over the phone.
Yeah, ruin your fishing.
Quit fishing, come on home, fix that pigeon-toed stovepipe or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah, she'd do it. She'd figure up something. Let's see now, what can we do about that?
I'm sure there ain't no way out of that, Abner.
Yeah, wait a minute, I know.
I know there'd be a drawback to
No,
that.
sir, here's the idea right here. I'll just have a secret ring on the phone so Elizabeth won't know how to ring me up. That ought to do it right there.
Well, wait, you can't do that, though. If you got a secret ring, well, then nobody else can call you up to give you grocery orders. And you'd have to stay at the store all day. You're right back where you started at.
Yeah, that's right. Well, here, I just won't tell Elizabeth what my ring is. Keep it a secret from her and tell everybody else.
Oh, that won't work. She'd just call up Charity or somebody and ask him what it is.
Yeah, more likely she would when she wants to get in touch with me.
Of course, tell you what you might do, Abner. You could have the phone over to your house just unconnected, and then she couldn't call you.
All right, doggy, that's it. I'm going home right now and cut them wires. Oh, wait a minute, though. That's no good. She'd just go over to the Quincy's place next door there and use their phone. That's what she does when our battery is down.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Dadgummit, anyway. I have more trouble than there one human I ever knowed in my life.
Well, it just looks to me like you're just going to have to separate Elizabeth. Just
separate her?
Run her off of the place. Get shut of her.
Oh, Well, I sort of hate to do that, Grandpa.
You want a telephone, don't you, in your car?
Well, yeah, but we've been together so long now, and she's been a good woman. Done her work day in and day out without hardly ever complaining at all.
Yeah, but maybe you ain't noticed it, but I have. Her crops don't look as good as they used to.
Well, this has been a bad year. We've had an awful drought, Grandpa.
Yeah, but she just ain't as stout as she was.
Well, I don't know now. You take her, she starts off down that hill with that young span of mules plowing. If she ever hits a root along there someplace, they're going to throw her at least 100 yards right out in front of the team.
Yeah, but that stack of wood there in your front yard ain't nigh as high as it used to be when she's at herself.
Well, she ain't been dragging in as much wood here of late as she generally does. No,
wait a minute. There comes along. Maybe he'll have an idea how to figure this out for you.
Well, I hope so. All these problems just worrying me half to death. I've got to have one of them telephones.
Hello there, Grandpa.
Say,
howdy,
Lum,
Lum.
can you help me figure out something?
Well, I reckon so. What's troubling you?
Well, see, I'm buying one of them collapsible houses and a car with a telephone in it, and I just
For
wanted...
goodness sakes, what in the world are you talking about?
Oh, Lum, don't you keep up on nothing.
Just a minute, Abner. I just thought of something. Where are you going to get the money to do all this buying with?
Well, I'll just, Oh, I never thought about that, no.
Well, I'll tell you where you can get it. You can get it from the war bonds you're buying now.
Can I, sure enough? Can I use them for stuff like that?
Why, sure. That's one of the ideas of buying them.
Oh?
But I believe there's another idea, one that's way yonder bigger than that. I just been over to the Macmillans' place. Miss Macmillan sort of broke up.
Broke up?
Yeah, she got a hearing from her boy Ernest today, and he's in a concentration camp.
Oh? You mean Ernest has been captured?
Whereabouts, Lum? In Germany?
Yeah, he was in our plane, got forced down summers in Germany, and they interned him and turned him in or something. Anyways, they've captured him.
Damn snake in me weeds.
So I figure we folks here'd better dig down just as deep as we can and buy all the war bonds we can possibly so as we can win this war and get Ernest out of that camp quick as possible.
Why, sure, doggies, I'll buy them bonds faster than the government can print them up.
Well, not only that, but we've got to see that everybody else buys them, too. That's our job. Don't forget, we're co-chairmans of the Pine Ridge War Savings Committee.
Yeah, well, we'll do it.
There's a new bond drive starting up. It's the third war loan. Now it is to raise $15 billion to finance the invasion.
$15 billion?
Yes, sir.
Doggies, them there innovations cost money, don't they?
Oh, you bet they do. From now on, the fighting's going to get harder. And the harder it gets, the more it costs.
Sure.
But you can't measure this thing in dollars and cents. There ain't no amount of money that measures up to the importance of getting Ernest and boys like Ernest out of them concentration camps.
Oh, no, you bet they ain't. No, they ain't.
Well, by Chimney, let's get busy and raise the pigeon-toed money then. Get them invasion bonds sold.
Well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going right out right now and raise some money by selling off them things of mine.
What thing?
Didn't I tell you?
Didn't you tell me what?
Well, see, I bought a collapsible house and a car with a telephone in it, Lum, but I can get along without them things. Come on, Grandpa.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
Aye, doggies, Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
Now, let's see what's going on down at Pine Ridge. Well, now that the old fellows have been officially appointed as Mary's guardians, they no longer have to worry about probation officer Lunsford's threats, and thus their life in Pine Ridge has settled down to a more tranquil routine. At least momentarily it has. As we look in on the little community today, we find Abner in the Jot 'em Down store and library. Lum is just entering. Listen.
Oh, well, howdy, Lum. Where about you been?
Oh, just down the street talking to Professor Sloan.
Oh.
He's back from his summer vacation. That reminds me, we got to start getting Mary ready to enter school.
School? Lord me, is it that time of the year already?
Sure, I'd forgot myself. School board meeting's day after tomorrow.
Well, I don't know. Annual election officer again, huh?
Yeah. We better hurry up and get in a supply of writing tablets and pencils and erasers and stuff, too. That is, if it ain't too late.
Too late?
There's a paper shortage on this year, you know.
Oh.
I'd hate to see our young'uns go unlearned because they couldn't get enough paper to write their lessons on.
Well, maybe they can just write littler this year, Lum. Not use no capital letters or leave the dots off the I's and the tails off the Q's.
Well, that wouldn't help much.
Huh?
You better call the wholesale house right away and get them to send out a batch of stuff quick as they can.
Well, maybe you ought to call them, Lum. You know more about that stuff than I do.
No, I ain't got time, Abner. You call them. I got to plan out my campaign.
Campaign?
Yeah, for school board president.
Oh.
And I think that dadgum Ezra Seastrung's out trying to get my job away from him again this year.
Well, that's legal for him to do that, ain't it?
Well, yeah, it's legal enough.
Ain't no law says you got to be president every year, is it, Lum?
No, but I'm just thinking of the scholars.
Scholars?
Their education's awfully important.
Oh,
It's the
yeah.
only reason I'm so interested in being reelected again. It ain't for no personal reason.
Well, Ezra was president of the board year before last, and everybody thought he done a pretty good job of it.
Oh, what did he do?
Huh?
Tell me one good thing he done, except having the roof repaired and them steps fixed.
Well, yeah, he done that.
Just propaganda. He more than likely started that talk himself.
Well, that was the only year the school ever run itself out of debt, though, Lum, you know what?
Well, yeah, but that was a poor year for the scholars every other which way. Money ain't everything, you know.
Well, no, Lum, but the taxpayers will think that's all.
Abner, there ain't no use you arguing about something you don't know nothing about.
Oh.
I've been president of the school board more times than every one human in this town, so I ought to know what's best for the scholars and what ain't.
Yeah, you ought to. Well, what kind of a campaign you going to get up on?
Well, I don't know exactly yet.
The idea is to get all the other board members to vote for you, is that it?
Well, no, all I have to do is just get Caleb Wehunt to vote for me.
Why, Caleb? Don't the others get to vote?
Yeah, but see, every year Caleb's a deciding vote. See, here's the way the voting always runs. Ezra and Sister Simpson and Squire Skimp, the selfish, conceited, egotistical varmints, they vote for themselves.
They do.
Yeah, every single year they do it.
Well.
So that gives each one of them one vote apiece.
And who do you vote for?
Well, just to try to save the situation, I'm forced into voting for myself, natural. I have to do it for the best interest of the scholars. That's the only reason.
Oh, sure.
Actual, I hate to do it.
Yeah, well, so far, then, everybody on the board's got one vote, huh?
Yeah, and then comes Caleb.
Yeah.
He's the one feller on the board that knows he ain't fit to be president of it.
Well, natural, Caleb never in the world could hold down no such a job as that. His ignorance is too low. I'm even smarter than him, I believe.
Yeah, about all you can say for him is that he's smart enough to vote for somebody else.
Yeah.
And whoever he votes for gets to be president. So, natural, I gotta direct my campaign to Caleb.
Oh, I see, yeah.
I seen Ezra over at the blacksmith shop this morning talking to Caleb. That's how I know Ezra's out after my job.
Yeah. Well, how do you have a campaign for just one fella that way long?
Well, I don't know yet. This sort of junk has to be worked out careful.
Does
Do psychology on it.
Mm-hmm.
Have to play my cards just right.
Yeah, I reckon just one. Play a card.
Yeah.
You mean you play him a game of cards, and if you beat him, he has to vote for you, huh?
Oh, no, Abner.
I don't know now, Lum. He's a pretty good card player, that Caleb is. I'll tell you, might beat him at flinch or rook or something like that, but don't ever try to play him pitch, Lum. That high-low jack in the game,
I never meant I was going to play him pitch.
He will claim low and argue about it. Want a fist fight, you. Facts is, folks around here said he made a living for years just claiming low, Lum. I'll tell you what, though, Lum. I can get behind him. I'll stand behind him and tell you what he's got in his hand. I can do that.
Abner, I ain't going to play him no pitch or no other kind of card.
Well, what you aiming on playing him? Authors?
No.
Old maid?
No.
Double solitary?
I never meant I was actually going to play him no card games.
What are you going to play him in, checkers?
Of course not.
Well, I believe that'd be better than cards, Lum. He does play checkers once in a while. He ain't much good at it, though. Everybody beats him, Lum. His biggest trouble is he always tries to move the wrong
I know how he plays checkers. I've saw him play.
I don't know, though, Lum. It might not work so good. See, if you beat him at checkers, well, he'll get mad and then he never would vote for you. And if you let him win, why, he'd think you was too ignorant to ever be school board president.
Abner, will you listen to me for a second? I ain't aiming to play checkers nor no other kind of card games with Caleb.
Huh?
All I meant was that I got to be sure and study up the right kind of campaign to win him over to where he'll vote for me.
Well, now you're getting some sense. Yeah, that card game idea, I'd never get you no place. Lucky thing I talked you out of that, you know.
Oh, yeah. Awful lucky.
Yeah.
Don't know what I'd do without you.
Well, me and you have been friends for a long time. It ain't more right that I help you any time I can.
That's awful thoughty of you.
That's all right. I'm just proud to do it for you.
Uh-huh.
Just forget it, Lum, old boy. Call on me anytime.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Forget it.
Now, let's see. What sort of a game can we study up for you? Let's see. Ought to be something where Caleb thinks he's got a chance of winning.
Now, listen,
How about running him a foot race, Lum?
Oh, for goodness sake.
Well, that's a good idea. Caleb thinks he's an uncommon good runner. He always does pretty good at the annual Cherry Hill picnic every year. Generally, he takes off first prize in a marriage men race. He runs him.
I know all that, but what
of
I'm
course,
talking about...
I don't know, though, Lum. I don't know. He's pretty good at it, I'll tell you that right now. And you might not do so good run to get him. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you what I might do, though, Lum. I might get me a stick and stand there and sort of, trip him a little bit. See,
Trip him?
Why, sure. That'd make you win the race. That's the whole idea. If you win, well, then he has to vote for you, and if he
Listen,
wins...
Abner, I don't need nobody to trip Caleb Weehunt in order for me to beat him at a foot race. I can tell you that right now.
He's pretty fast at that running, Lum.
I'm faster than he is, though. I know
Well,
that.
how do you know? You never do get to run against him at the picnics, 'cause he's always in the married men's race, and you're always in the unmarried men's race. You don't generally win that neither, Lum.
Well, I don't care. I know good and well I can beat that stubby-legged Caleb Weehunt blindfolded.
Oh, I don't know.
He's muscle-bounded. That's his trouble.
Well, I believe I might have a nice long stick handed just
No,
in case.
you ain't gonna do no such a thing.
Just in case. You know, he might have the wind behind him, get to running extra fast, or he might get scared or something, Lum.
Well, don't make it too long a stick, though.
Oh, no, I'll get an umbrella handle.
I don't want him to think this is a put-up job. Wait a minute. What's the matter with me?
Huh?
I ain't gonna race him. That ain't the kind of a campaign I had in mind.
Man, you might come to think of it, Lum. You would get all stove up to where you even couldn't come down to the store for 2 days. Then I'd have to do all the work around here.
Abner, that ain't the reason I ain't gonna
Don't
race.
forget that last picnic you was at. I was rubbing liniment on your legs and back for my 2 weeks afterwards.
Yeah, but I gotta study up some kind of a political campaign to where I can sit down with Caleb and convince him
that's a
that
better
I'm the
idea.
man.
Sit down with him. Yes, sir. You'd do a heap better at some sitting down game. Let's see now. What can you play sitting down? How about a
Get
guessing game,
something in
Lum?
your mind and...
That's a good idea. A guessing game. Yeah. There's something that Caleb thinks he's awful good at, but actually he can't guess nothing. You recollect that time Dick Huddleston put a big jar of beans in his window there?
Yeah, I recollected, so don't bother to tell me about it.
Oh, Caleb's guess was follow up in anybody. He missed it by over 1,000 beans. Even Cedric come closer than he did.
That's awful interesting.
Let's see now, how are we going to get them beans? Them things is racing now. Maybe we could use turnip seed instead, Lum.
Listen, Abner, we ain't gonna use beans or turnip seeds or nothing else.
We ain't.
If I can't get his vote honest, I don't want it at all.
Let's see. I'll tell you what, Lum. We can have Caleb guess at a number like, say, some number between 1 and 10. That's a good idea. We can do that over the telephone. I'll call him right now.
Abner, get away from that phone.
Well, you want to be elected president of the school board, don't you?
Well, sure, but... Well, what if he guesses the right number?
Oh, not Caleb. All right, I'll make it harder by having the number be twixt 1 and 1,000 instead of 1 and 10. That'll make it harder.
Well, that'll help. What's the number gonna be?
Well, I can't tell you, Lum. You got to guess, too. See which one of you comes the closest. That's the idea of the whole thing.
Well, let's see. Could you give me a little hint?
Well, why don't you try number 7? That might be lucky for you.
All right, 7.
Yeah.
Is that it?
No, but that's awful close. The number 6, but that'd be closer than he left. Hello? Caleb? Abner Peabody? It's all pretty good. Say, Caleb, we got up a little guessing contest here. It's just twixt you and Lum. Well, see, the idea is, if you come closer to the number I'm thinking of, why, you don't need to vote for Lum for school board president. But if he wins, why, then you have to vote for him.
Seems like there would be some other way of stating that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm ready. All right, go ahead and guess. I'll tell you this much. It's twixt 1 and 1,000. Yeah. Sort of a hint I'm giving you. What? Is that your guess? You want to try it again, Caleb? I want to be fair about this. No, you don't have to stick by that. No, go ahead. I'll give you another
don't
turn.
do that. Make him stick by his first guess.
But now, Lum, now.
Go ahead. I just got one guess, and I granted that's all he gets.
Well, all right. Hello, Caleb. Well, I reckon that's all the guesses you get. Lum objects. Huh? Why, the winning number is 6. Yeah. Well, some folks is lucky and some ain't, I reckon, Caleb. All right. Goodbye.
What number was it that he guessed?
6.
Oh.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
All right, Doggy's Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
Now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, with the school board election only one day away, Lum's chances of being elected president have become a little dimmer since Abner took a hand in helping his partner's campaign. However, Lum is still hopeful of winning Caleb Wehunt's vote, the one vote necessary for his reelection. As we look in on the little community today, Abner is busy in the Jot 'em Down store and library, while Lum is just entering. Listen.
Tommy, morning, Lum.
Morning, Abner.
Yes, sir, Lum, I've just been sitting here studying about this campaign of yours for the school board president. I believe I got a good idea.
Well, don't tell me about it.
Huh?
I don't want to know what it is. Let me sit down, Granny. I'm wore to.
Hey, watch out, Lum. You're going to sit on the cat there.
Oh, get out of there, Geraldine.
Yeah. Well, you want to be elected president of the school board again this year, don't you?
Well, yeah, natural.
Well, as long as all the board members, except Caleb Wehunt, all those votes for themselves, why, then you got to win Caleb's vote to get elected, Lum.
I know all that. I was the one that explained all that to you yesterday.
Well, all right then. I know you'll want to hear this campaign item.
No, I don't want to hear it.
Yes, you do, Lum. It's bound to win Caleb over. Guarantee it.
Abner, I don't want to get uninvolved in no more of your ideas.
Huh?
I spent all yesterday afternoon straightening things out with Caleb after that last big idea of yours.
I was just trying to help you.
I know you was, Abner, and I appreciate it, but appears like every time you try to help me with anything, I get into more trouble than I can shake a stick at.
Shake a stick at?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't believe that'll work, Lum.
Don't believe what'll work.
Shaking a stick at Caleb, you can't scare him, Lum. I don't care even if it was a baseball bat you shaking at him. You wouldn't scare Caleb
I
Wehunt.
never said I was trying to scare him.
You'll never do it. No. That Caleb is too strong to be afeard of anything like a little old stick.
Well, when I said I'd shake a stick at, I meant, well, you heard
You
that
shake
express.
a stick in his face, you're liable to get whipped, Lum. That's what's liable to happen to you. You know how high-strung that Caleb is. Doggies, he's got muscles in his arm. It's twice as big as most fellers has got in their legs, even.
I know how stout he is.
He can right now lift up them horses with one hand while he slaps a horseshoe on them with the other hand.
Oh, he can't do no such a thing.
Charlie Redfield claims he can do it and says he can bend the horseshoes the shape he wants them in.
And you can't believe nothing Charlie tells you.
Well, if I was you, I'd give up any idea of trying to scare Caleb into voting for me. I can tell you that right now, Lum. You might not even be able to be president of the school board.
All right, I'll give the idea up.
Yeah, that's better. No use taking chances of getting yourself all beat up that way, Lum.
Uh-huh.
Now, you take my idea, for instance.
Abner, I told you once I ain't interested in your idea.
But this'll work good, Lum. Now, just listen to me.
Go ahead.
Well, first of all, you want to get up a politics campaign, don't you?
Well, yeah, I got to if I want to be reelected again.
All right. Now, what's the first thing that you have to have for a politics campaign? A parade.
A parade?
Every campaign has a parade, Lum.
Abner, I told you yesterday, all we got to do is get Caleb's vote. Everybody else will vote for themselves.
I know.
Whoever gets Caleb's vote's going to get elected.
That's the idea of having a parade, Lum.
You can't have a parade just for one feller.
Huh?
Caleb Wehunt.
Who said you can't? Is there a law against it?
No, don't reckon there's a law against it, but that'd be
right.
silly.
We'll have a parade. And it can go right in front of Caleb's blacksmith shop. Just march backward and forward right out there in front of the shop. That'll just tickle old Caleb to death. You know how he loves a parade, Lum.
Yeah, that'd be fine, wouldn't it?
Why,
Marching
sure.
backwards and forwards out there in front of his blacksmith shop.
Why, yes, a good idea. And see, that way, all he has to do is just look up from his work and There's a parade. Just look at it whenever he wants to.
Abner, we got to use some common bay horse sense about this. If I'm going to get Caleb's vote, I don't want him to know what I'm trying to do. I've got to use some psychology on him.
Well, we're using some good sense, Lum. We'll get the town band out and have them march along with the parade and play there.
The town band?
Why, sure. Luke Spears is the director of it. You know Luke, Lum. He'll be just tickled to death to get a chance for the band boys to wear them new uniforms they got here a while back.
Now, just a second.
And you know what? We can have the band play Caleb's favorite tune, that Pony Boy.
Pony Boy?
Yes, sir. They know what they can play it.
Thought his favorite tune was the Old Gray Mare.
Well, it was till that time that old gray mare kicked him while he was trying to shoe her, so then he changed over and changed it to Pony Boy. He claims he likes Pony Boy a heap better.
Well, it don't matter what his favorite tune is, because he
And
ain't
I'll tell
going
you
to have the
another
band
thing, too,
nowhere.
Ron. Give you another good idea. We can get Cedric to put on his baseball suit and be in the parade.
What for?
Well, just to march in the parade. You know how Cedric loves to wear that baseball suit, Lum. He'll carry his mitt along there with him. That'll make old Caleb proud, too, seeing his own boy marching along there in the parade. I might even let Cedric lead the parade. That's a good idea.
Just hold your horses here a second, Abner.
Huh?
You get an idea in your head, and you just go plumb downright crazy.
What do you mean?
I don't want the whole town to know that this little campaign I'm directing is for Caleb. Fact is, I got to keep this sort of quiet.
Well, we'll keep it quiet, Lum. I'll tell Luke to have the band play just as soft as they can.
I mean, I got to keep this whole thing quiet so the other board members won't find out about it. Because then they'll start trying to win over Caleb's vote, too.
Well, we won't tell other board members about it.
Well, we won't need to.
Huh?
Everybody from here to Cherry Hill will know about it as soon as that band gets to blowing and tooting up and down the street.
I told you, Lum, we'll have them play soft. They ain't gonna hear them clear to Cherry Hill, I can tell you that right now. And besides that, they won't be marching up and down the street. They'll just march in front of the blacksmith shop. And now the next thing we'll do...
Oh, me.
We'll build a little platform on the sidewalk there by the door of the blacksmith shop, you know.
Abner, who's running for the president of the school board anyway?
You are. You're the feller. You're the feller that ought to have it, too.
Well, I know
for
it.
you. Yeah.
Well, just leave my business alone. Let me run my own affairs.
I'm gonna direct your campaign for you. I've always wanted to do that.
I never appointed you no campaign manager.
You never had to, Lum. I sort of held a little meeting here this morning with myself and elected me your campaign manager.
Well, you better have another meeting and unelect yourself.
No, wait a minute till you hear my idea.
Go ahead.
We'll build this little platform there by the blacksmith shop and decorate it all up with red, white, and blue bunting,
that'd
all
be
around
pretty,
it.
wouldn't it?
And then you can get up there on the platform and make a campaign speech to Caleb. You know, promise a lot of stuff. You don't have to carry it through, Lum.
Now, that'd sound something wonderful, wouldn't it?
Why,
We stand
sure it
out there making a speech to one feller. Why don't I just call him off in the corner and tell him?
That ain't no way to run a campaign. You gotta make stump speeches, Lum. They're gonna get
Stump
elected.
speech?
Why, sure. Only we won't have it on a stump. We'll have it on a little platform.
Maybe I can
Platform
stand on the
speech.
anvil. Or what am I talking about? I ain't gonna make no speech.
Why, sure, to just tickle Caleb to death, Lum. You know how he loves a good out-loud talker. He loves speeches. Yeah.
Abner,
love 'em.
before you go any further
And
with
you
this,
know, Lum, I might even get up there and make a speech for you myself.
that's all I'd need.
Why, sure it is.
What?
Caleb, he generally favors my opinions on any subject, you know.
Well, I don't.
Huh?
What could you possibly tell him?
Well, I'd just tell him how long I've knowed you and what a good man you are, and
Sounds good. Go ahead. Tell me some more.
I'll tell him that you'll be the best president that he could vote for. And I'll tell him to just forget the time that Ezra was a president and when he got the school out of debt, 'cause money ain't everything. That's what I'll tell him.
I think it'd be better if you don't even mention that.
Huh?
Now, will you please simmer down for just a half a second?
Why, sure. What is you want to say, Lum?
Well, in the first place,
and don't forget now, this is your campaign, so anything you say goes.
Well, that's fine. In the first
Don't
place,
be bashful about it. You just speak right up.
I will. In the first place,
Fella ought to get to say what he wants to in his own campaign. I've always said.
yeah, he ought to.
Yes.
So hush up and let me tell you what I'm going to have in it.
Sure, go ahead. I'm listening.
Now, in the first place,
I know this, Lum. Now, here's something we got to have, though. We ought to have some lemonade. Got to hand out free lemonade and cookies to Caleb. Got to do
Fun
it.
too, goodness.
And we ought to have some buttons to hand out to him, too. You know, the kind that says vote for Lum on them. Give him enough of them to cover both sides of his coat lapel. He loves them buttons, Lum.
Abner, will you please listen to me? I'm tired of sitting here listening to this gab of yours.
I'm listening to you. And I think you're on the good idea, too. And here's something else you ought to do. Make him a fireside chat.
A fireside chat?
Yes, sir. Just if you could get to talk on the radio some way and get Caleb to sit by his stove with the door open, of course, so he can see the fire. Be kind of hot this time of year, but you can cut your speech short, you know.
Granny, if you don't hush up this prattle, I'm going to whop you right on top of the head. Now,
I'm just trying to help you get yourself elected.
I know you are, Abner, but don't you see, if I done all these things you've been studying up, why, Ezra and all the rest of the board members would hear about it. And if Ezra found out I was trying to win Caleb's vote, that'd be the worst one thing I could do.
Yeah, but Lum, if you're going to put on a campaign...
And another thing, I got to be careful and not make Caleb think I'm trying to trick him into something.
Oh?
You know, he don't understand things very good, and he gets sort of suspicious of everything he don't understand.
Yeah, but if you're going to put on a campaign, Lum, you've got to do it. Wait a minute, there comes Grandpappy Spears. Grandpap. Well, howdy, Grandpap.
Howdy.
All right, Doggers, you're just in time.
Just in time.
Yeah, you want to be in a parade?
Parade? Well,
Yeah.
sure I do. Yeah, when's the pigeon-toed thing going to be?
Well, I reckon we'll have it right today, as long as the election's tomorrow.
Count me right in.
Yeah, I know
Abner,
you'd
for
love it.
goodness sakes.
Lum, we want to do this up right now.
Abner, you want me to call my nephew Luke and have him get the band out for the parade?
Why, sure, gotta have a band, yeah.
Now, wait a minute, Abner.
He's got to call Luke, cause Luke's the director of the band. Got to have him.
Well, I know that, but I told you once that I want to keep all this
Be
quiet.
quiet, Grandpap can't hear nothing.
Hey, hello, Luke. This is Uncle Milford. Listen, can you get the band out for a parade this afternoon?
That's our turn.
Grandpap, put down that
Don't
phone.
bother him now, Lum. Get away from
Oh,
him.
well, that's too bad. He can't get away to direct it, Abner.
Oh, Dad, blame it.
How's that, Luke? Yeah, it's a good idea. Go ahead.
What's he gonna do, Grandpap?
Grandpap, you don't hang up
Lum,
that
we're
phone.
just doing this to help you now.
Oh,
Be
that's
quiet.
good, Luke. Yeah, that's fine. All right, good. Good. So long, Luke.
What's he aiming on doing, Grandpap?
He has somebody else interested there to direct the band for him.
Well, good for him. Who'd he get?
Oh, he got a good one.
Huh?
Got Caleb Weehunt.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
All right, Doggers, Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
Now, let's see what's going on down at Pine Ridge. Well, today is the school board's election of officers, and Lum has finally worked out a plan which will practically ensure his re-election to the presidency of the board. As we look in on the little community today, we find Abner and Mary in the Jot 'em Down store and library, waiting to hear the results of the election. Listen.
Is it next Monday I start into school, Uncle Abner?
Yeah, that's right, Mary.
Well, what grade will I be in?
Well, me and Lum both claims you're smart enough to go right into the 8th grade. But Professor Sloan says you ought to be in the 7th.
7th, huh?
Yeah, he claims it ain't good for a young'un to be advanced too fast, he says. But don't worry about that now. Lum can get you into the 8th grade because he's president of the school board.
Oh, has he been reelected already?
Well, no, not exactly. That's where he's at right now at the board meeting.
Board meeting, huh?
Yeah, I don't reckon they've done the voting yet, but there ain't no doubt what Lum will be elected president again.
Well, how do you know there ain't no doubt?
Huh?
I thought Uncle Lum was worried about Mr. Seastrunk getting elected this year.
Well, he was, but then Lum started up a plan to where he's bound to get himself voted back into office now. And it's a good one, too. That Lum is a genius when it comes to studying up junk. I just got to hand it to him.
What kind of a plan is it?
Well, this is all politics. You wouldn't understand it, sis.
Politics?
Yeah.
Well, I might. What's the plan?
Well, I'll try to simplify it for you if I can.
Yeah, simplify it.
You see, every year all the board members, that is 4 of them, Lum and Ezra and Sister Simpson and Squire Skimp, why, they always vote for themselves for president. And Caleb Weehunt, that's Cedric's poppy.
Yeah, I know that.
Well, he's a 5th member, and he's the only one that don't vote for himself. He votes for somebody else.
Well, golly, he'd have to.
Huh?
He wouldn't make no good of a president.
Oh, no, of course he wouldn't. Anyway, whoever Caleb votes for gets elected. But Lum couldn't study up no way to make sure Caleb's vote.
No.
So he finally got the idea of passing a rule to where nobody could vote for themselves this year.
Can Uncle Lum pass rules himself that way?
Well, no, not exactly, but see, all the others would have to be for that rule, 'cause none of them would want to admit that they always voted for themselves, don't you see?
Oh. Uh-huh. But how will that help Uncle Lum win?
Well, he's got that all figured out, too. And this is where the genus part comes in. Lum says that none of them will vote for Sister Simpson, 'cause that's the last thing they'd want is a woman president. So that illuminates Sister Simpson.
Uh-huh.
None of them will vote for Caleb, natural.
So that illuminates him, too, don't it?
Yeah. And Squire and Ezra hate and despise one another something wonderful, so they won't vote for each other.
No.
And long as Caleb and Sister Simpson are illuminated, why, that just leaves Lum. So he's sure to get 2 votes right there.
Yeah, but what about Sister Simpson and Mr. Weehunt? Who'll they vote for?
Well, Lum says that Sister Simpson will more likely vote for Ezra. Of course, she don't like Lum.
She don't like Lum, huh?
Yeah, but that won't matter, 'cause that'll just give Ezra 1 vote.
But what if Mr. Weehunt votes for him?
Well, he won't, though, 'cause Lum's going to be sort of subtle and let Caleb know that he's going to vote for him.
Uncle Lum's going to vote for Caleb?
Yeah, and that'll just tickle Caleb so much, you know. Well, of course, it'll be more likely the first vote he ever got in his whole life. So natural, he'll want to return the favor and vote for Lum. And that gives Lum 3 votes right there, see?
3 votes right there. See, that's pretty good flying, ain't it?
Pretty good. It's might not perfect. That Lum, he's got a head on his shoulders. He sure has got one.
Yeah, but how's he going to be subtle and let Caleb know that
Mind out. Wait a minute, sis. There comes Cedric. Mind out.
What?
Cedric coming in the store there. Better not be talking about his face right in front of him. He'll run home and tell his papa about it, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful world.
Yeah, hello, Cedric. Come on in.
Oh, I'm done in. That's a gooder name.
Yeah, come
Hello,
on
Mr.
back.
Abner. Hello, Miss Mary.
Hello.
Did your papa go to the board meeting today, Cedric?
Yes, Mom. He went to it.
Well,
This might be the last one he goes to, though.
the last one.
Yes, Mom. Leastways, that's what he told Mama today. He says he might unresign himself from the school board, he thinks.
Well, what does he want to do something like that for? Don't he like being on the board?
Oh, I don't know. I reckon he likes it all right, but he says he sits there at them meetings and he don't hardly know what's going on half the time, he says.
Well, more likely he's right. He ain't exactly the lecture type, I don't believe.
Mom.
I mean, your pa ain't the smartest fella in town, Cedric.
Oh, Papa's smart enough, all right, but he just don't know much.
Yeah.
Leastways, not about no stuff like that.
No, he's more the blacksmith type, I reckon.
Yes, Mom.
I don't believe there's a better blacksmith than him in the whole world.
No, Mom, not even in Pine Ridge.
Oh, of course not. But he just ain't got no head for school board stuff.
No, Mom, not for school stuff.
Mary here starting into school Monday, Cedric.
Are you sure enough, Mary?
Uh-huh. Might be in the 8th grade, too, maybe. That is, if Uncle Lum gets elected again.
Oh, well, he will be. Papa's aiming to vote for him, I know.
Gee, I sure hope I get along to school all right.
Well, you will, sis. You ain't got nothing to worry about.
Well, I hope so. What's the Pine Ridge School like? Is it nice?
Why, sure, it's a nice place. I never went to it myself, of course, but Cedric here has. Fact is, Cedric went there for quite a while.
Did you, Cedric?
Yes, Mom.
You did?
Yep.
Tell me about it.
Go ahead, Cedric. Tell her all about the school.
Oh, there ain't much hardly to tell, hardly. But, well, it's a nice place. It's over in that direction, over yonder, I think.
Oh, I know that. But, I mean, what did you do there? How do you act there?
Well, you get learn stuff there, I know. And mark on the blackboard and draw pictures on them. I can't recollect what it is you learn there now. Something, though, I think.
Well, what kind of dresses do they wear mostly?
I don't know. I just always wore overalls.
Well, she don't mean you, Cedric. She means the little girls.
What girls?
The girls that's going to school.
Oh, what about them?
What kind of dresses do they wear mostly?
I don't know. Regular girls' dresses, I reckon.
Yeah, does that answer your question, sis?
Well, not hardly.
Oh.
Cedric, which is the best grade to be in, the 7th or the 8th?
Mom.
Which did you like best, the 7th or the 8th?
Oh, 7th or 8th reader, you mean?
Yeah, that's right, Cedric.
Oh, dog, I never know they went up that high.
Well, which is best, Cedric?
Oh. Miss Mary, ain't there some questions you want to know about the 3rd reader? I can answer them good.
Yeah, you see, sis, Cedric never got past the 3rd reader, hardly.
You mean you never graduated, Cedric?
No, Mom, I don't think I did. Except into the 3rd reader. Graduated into that from the 2nd reader.
Well, that ain't exactly graduating, no, Cedric.
Well, I done it, though. And I must have graduated from the first reader into the second, too.
Oh?
Or the second into the... No, first into the second. That's the way I went.
Yeah, that's right, Cedric.
I don't recollect it, though. I might have just skipped the first reader. I don't know.
No, you was in it, Cedric. The reason you don't recollect it because you was in it such a short time.
What, was I just in there a short time?
Oh, yeah. You made it quicker than Charlie Warren did, I believe. You was just in there 2.5 years.
Well, good for me.
Yeah.
Gee, Cedric, you ought to go back to school and graduate.
I'm pretty smart, ain't I?
Yeah. But you won't ever get into college if you don't go back to school. Will he, Uncle Abner?
Well, no, sis, but I'm afraid Cedric ain't exactly cut out for school and book learning and all that. He sort of takes after his pa. See, he tried going back to school, but it just don't work out good. Well, for one thing, there ain't no desk big enough for him.
Well, that's the reason I had to give up school. The chairs got too little for him.
You mean you got too big for them, Cedric?
Well, something happened.
Yeah.
You know, when I went back to school one summer, I couldn't fit in them. Couldn't get my knees on them. Don't fit no more, I know that. And then, of course, I had that other problem.
What other problem, Cedric?
Oh, every year all the young'uns passed into the fourth reader, and then I'd have to get acquainted with a whole new bunch of young'uns the next year. Happened every time, looked
Well,
like.
just the same, Cedric, you ought to go back to school. Maybe I could help you with your
Wait a
lesson.
minute. There comes Lum down the street. The lecture must be over. I found you old Lum's happy now. Everybody be sure and congratulate him and all that.
Yeah.
Act like you're awful proud to hear the good news and all.
Good news.
Yeah.
Mr. Lum being elected president of the school board again ain't no news.
Well, no, but Lum sort of likes to think it is, Cedric.
But this time he had it all planned out ahead of time.
Oh, Mary, careful what you're saying in front of Cedric.
Why?
You forgot to spell out my name, Mr. Abner.
Mind out.
Cedric.
Mind out, Cedric. Here comes Lum now. Act tickled to death. Well, howdy do, President Edders. Come right in.
Oh, how do Mr. President Lum?
I'm tickled. Congratulations, Uncle Lum.
Yeah, sit right down over here, President, right in the honored chair. Tell us all about the election now. Whoever in the world could have won it this year?
I'm proud to hear the good news, I think, Mr. Lum.
How many votes did you get? 3? Well, good for you, President.
Can you help me get into the 8th grade now, Uncle Lum?
Why, sure you can. Can't you, President?
Abner,
Yeah.
I wish you'd stop calling me president.
Huh?
'Cause I ain't president.
You ain't?
No.
For the land's sake. Did Ezra beat you out after all, Lum? What happened?
I don't know.
Well, didn't you pass that rule about nobody can vote for themselves?
Yeah, I got that passed all right.
Well, didn't Caleb vote for you like you aimed for him, too?
Yeah, he voted for me, but he was the only one.
Oh, he was.
Yeah. All the rest of them must have got the same idea I did.
Same idea.
They all voted same as I did.
You mean it?
That's exactly what I mean. The new president of our school board is Caleb Wehunt.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, good for my papa.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I dog his Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
You know, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Lum's plan to win the school board presidency again this year boomeranged and resulted in the election of the board's least literate member, Caleb Wehunt. Lum has been having a pretty difficult time getting over this shock. And as we look in on the little community today, we find the ex-president in the Jot 'em Down store and library still grousing and grumbling to Abner over his ill luck. Listen.
Well, sir, I just can't get over it, Abner. Caleb Wehunt, president of the school board. Caleb Wehunt, president of the school board.
Lum, I wish you'd quit saying it. That's all I've heard all morning.
Well, I just can't get over it.
I know you can't. You've told me enough times I ought to know it.
Caleb Wehunt, president of the school board.
Oh, my God.
Might just as well close up the school now. Ain't no use running it no longer with a half-witted idiot like him for president. Might just as well close it up.
Well, Lum, now, don't forget it was your own plan that got him elected.
Well, not exactly it was.
It was, too.
I never aimed for all the other board members to vote for Caleb. How they come to do a stupid, idiotic thing like that's way beyond me.
Well, you voted for him, didn't you?
Well, that was different.
What's different about it?
I just voted for him because I never thought he had a chance in the world of being elected. And I didn't want to give my vote to any of the others for fear they'd be elected.
Well, that's the same reason the others voted for Caleb, too, I reckon.
Yeah, but they oughtn't to have did it. They ought to knowed better. There's somebody else they ought to voted for.
Who?
Well, I ain't saying who, but somebody.
Squire Skimp?
I ain't saying he's a friend of mine. I'd rather not mention his name.
Oh, Ezra Seastrong?
No, not him.
Well, Sister Simpson ain't no friend of yours, Long.
Abner, there ain't no use trying to guess it, for I ain't gonna tell you.
Well, that don't leave nobody but you.
Me?
Yeah.
Whatever put such ideas that in your head?
Well, I named everybody else. I just wondered.
Oh, you think so too, huh?
Well...
That they ought to have voted. Never mind. Nothing, never mind. Just can't get over it. Caleb Weehunt, president of the school board. Caleb Weehunt.
Dog Islam, if you say that one more time, I'm going to unsolve partnerships with you right here and now.
After all I've did for that school, then they go elect Caleb Weehunt.
Did you hear me, Long? I said I'm going to unsolve partnerships.
Found you, I've devoted the best years of my life to that school and the education of our young'uns here in Pine Ridge. And look what they do to me. If that ain't gratitude for you.
I'm serious about what I said.
I just can't get over it.
All right, Doggies, we're unsolved right now.
Caleb Weehunt, president of the school.
We're all through. I'll get out the rope and we'll divide up the store.
How they can forget about the time I went over to the schoolhouse in the rain and nailed up some shingles on the roof there myself, single-handed. Mightn't I fell off the roof and killed myself. Mightn't I caught double pneumonias doing it, too.
Tom, whereabouts is that rope?
How can they forget them things? And then there was a time
Tom, will you listen to me? Whereabouts is a rope?
What rope?
Oh, never mind. I'll find it.
They're fickle-minded, that's what they are. Plumb fickle-minded. I suppose it don't mean nothing to them that I was the one that went clean to the county seat and picked out that new stove for the schoolhouse. No, they don't recollect them things. Granny, that was just 8 or 9 years ago, too, and they done forget it already. That's what you get for trying to do good in the world. I might just as well pull up stakes and go to some other time. Find some place where they appreciate a fella that tries to help his fellow man, instead of trampling him in the dust. Abner, stop that singing. It makes me nervous.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here, take this end of the rope and hook it over that nail up there by the front door.
All right. Trampling me in the dust, that's what they did. But all right, Grannies, I'll show them. I'll go out to San Francisco and get myself elected head of the school board out there. That's about what I'll do.
Pull the rope a little tighter, Long.
All right. And I bound you that's a sight bigger school to run out there in San Francisco than we got here.
Little higher now.
I'll show them who they're trampling in the dust.
Now, which half of the store do you want this time, Long?
Wouldn't be so bad if I'd have been a failure at being president here. Then there might be some excuse for them to throw me right out in the prime of my life. Grannies, I made a big success out of myself.
I said, which half of the store do you want?
What'd you say?
I said, which half?
I just can't get over it.
Oh, my goodness.
Caleb Weehunt, president of the school.
Long, let's get this all settled.
Get what settled?
Why?
The election?
No.
Done been decided and ain't nothing we can do about it.
Oh, my goodness.
Caleb ain't been in office long enough yet to do anything wrong, so we can't get up a petition to recall it.
I ain't talking about that.
And after all I've done for the school, too. I recollect one year I visited the school mightn't I every day, just to see how everything was going.
Just to see Miss Frederick, you mean?
What'd you say?
That was the year that Miss Fredericks was a teacher and you was barking at her and you just visited the school to be over her.
I never done no such a thing. I was just interested in the scholar's education, that's all. I bound you that you'll never see Caleb Weehunt taking the trouble to visit the school. That idiot wouldn't know how to get in a schoolhouse.
Well, you ain't been over there neither since we got a man teacher, Professor Sloan.
No, sir, Abner, I just can't get over it. Caleb
Weehunt, president of the school board. Dog Islam, I just heard all of this I can stand. I'm going over on my side of the store.
What do you mean your side of the store?
I told you that I done...
Wait a minute, who put this rope up here?
Who put it up? Why, me and you put it right up there.
Grannies, if that ain't a sneaking trick. Dividing up the store behind my back.
Behind your back? I never...
I thought you was my friend, my partner, my one tried and true blue friend.
Don't you recollect what I was saying?
Don't try to explain it, Abner. I understand everything now. You're ashamed of me. That's the trouble. You didn't even have enough nerve to come right out flat-footed and tell me.
I ain't ashamed.
Oh, yes, you are. I know. I can tell. I wish you'd have told me to my face, though. Instead of going behind my back and putting up a rope when I wasn't looking.
You was looking. Fact is, you helped me.
I said don't try to explain yourself out of it, Abner.
Oh, my.
I know how it is.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah.
As soon as a feller loses out on a job and gets to be nothing but an ex-president, why, natural everybody turns against him.
Why, Lum entered.
Maybe you're right. I don't know. Maybe I am all done. Washed up. Just a broke down old man.
Lum, you ain't an old man, and you ain't washed up neither, I don't think.
Yes, I am. I know I am. Might as well look the facts in the face. I reckon you'll want to get Caleb Weehunt in here as your partner now.
Caleb?
Yeah, he's a big man in town now. He's president of the school board. Ain't you heard? President of the school board.
I wouldn't want Caleb hanging around here. He can't even make change.
Well, that don't matter. Brains don't count no more, evidently.
Now, listen here,
It's all right, Abner. It's all right. I understand everything. No need of talking about it no more.
Oh, my.
I'll go away. Summers. Don't know where, though.
What about that job you was talking about out there in Francisco?
Oh, they wouldn't want no old broke-down, washed-up feller like me.
They wouldn't, huh?
More than likely just go out in the hills and hermit myself. Find a cave. Crawl in there and get petrified.
No, now, you don't need to do no such a thing. I'm going to take this blame rope down right now.
No, now, leave it up, Abner. Leave it up. I don't want to be a humiliation to you. You'd just be embarrassed to have me for a partner.
I would not. I'd be proud to have
you. Don't have to say them things, Abner. I know folks would come in here and you'd feel bad about owning up that you're your partner.
I wouldn't know such a thing.
I won't be a burden to you no longer.
I'm taking this rope down right now. I can't stand to listen no more. I can tell you that right now.
Take it down, put it up. It don't matter to me. I'll be gone before the sun sets over yonder hill.
Which hill? You's pointing south there, Lum. The sun ain't going to set over there, I know.
Well, wherever it's at.
It's back over this way is where it sets. You're looking
I'll be gone before it sets wherever it's going to set.
Oh.
I reckon the best thing for you to do is to try to forget me, Abner, as quick as you can. Just like everybody else in this town's forgot me.
Forgot you? Why, nobody ain't forgot you, Lum.
I bound you I could walk down the street now and there wouldn't hardly be a soul would speak to me.
For the land sakes, I never seen nobody in my life take on like you're doing today just over a little old school board election.
More likely just turn their heads away.
Oh, Prattle.
Little children more likely run and hide.
For the land sakes alive, Lum, I don't know what's came over you. Wait a minute. Here comes Squire Skimp up there. Is he coming in here? Yeah, I believe he's coming this way. Doggone, I'm glad I got that rope taken down before he got in here. He'd start asking a batch of questions and then have it all over town that me and you was unsolving partnerships again.
There's one of the intelligent men that voted for Caleb Weehunt.
Yeah.
Coming right in there now.
Yeah, I know he did.
Don't matter now, though. He don't know me no more.
Don't know you? Why, if he's known you for years now. Well, gentlemen.
How do you do, sir? Lum Eddard is my name. Used to live here.
What's that? Yes. I believe that we met before, Lum. Well, how are you today, Abner? Oh, just tolerably, I reckon, Squire. To be honest, I'm so mixed up, I don't know how I am. Well, say, Lum, what I came over about, I was just discussing Caleb Weehunt's victory with Ezra Seastrunk a while ago, and we both felt that we ought to do something about it.
Yeah, I know we ought, but what can you do?
Well, we talked it over for quite a while, me and Ezra. It wasn't a regular school board meeting, you know, but we just met down there on the street and talked, and that's why I came on over here. We thought we might do something like this, Lum. Inasmuch as you've been president of the board for so many years and did such an admirable job of it, Lum.
Say that again, Squire.
I say, and you did such an admirable job, we thought we'd try to get up a special board meeting and we'd call on you.
Call on me, huh?
Yes, and then you could get up and, well, I guess you know how to carry on from there better than I do.
No, you sure ought to after all these years.
Yes, now, Ezra says that he'll get the engraving done on the watch for us.
What watch?
Oh, that's right. I didn't tell you about it. Well, it's just a token of our friendship and best wishes for success and all that, you know.
Yeah, I see. Well, that's awful thoughty of you. You ought to went to all that
And we both thought it would be nice. And I know that you'll fix up a nice speech when you award it to him, too, Lum.
Award it to him?
Yes.
To who?
Why, who do you suppose? Caleb Weehunt, the new president of the school board.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
Doggy's Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
You know? Let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Lum is still smarting under his defeat in the school board presidential election at the hand of blacksmith Caleb Wehunt. As we look in on the little community today, we find Lum and Abner in their Jot 'em Down store. Cedric Wehunt, son of the new school board president, is just entering. Listen. Oh, look who's here.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful world.
Yeah, hello, Cedric.
Howdy, Mr. Abner. Howdy, Mr. Long.
Hello, Cedric.
Come on back and sit down, Cedric.
Yes, Long.
What can we do for you today?
Oh, I ain't got time to sit down. I want a pencil and a writing tablet.
Writing tablet?
Yes, Long.
Where?
Last year you had some writing tablets with pictures on the cover.
Uh-huh.
One of them had a picture of Flash Gordon on them, I think. You got any more of them kind?
Oh, no, we ain't, Cedric. All we got this year is just a plain shivered one.
Well, ain't you got none with Indians on them?
No, we ain't got a thing, Cedric. They're just plain shivers this year.
Lucky to get them even.
Yeah. Oh, what do you want a writing tablet for, though, Cedric?
Oh, I'm going back to school.
Huh?
It's starting today, you know.
Well, yeah, I know the school was starting today, but I thought you'd give up ever trying to get past the third reader, Cedric.
Oh, I ain't in the third reader no more. I'm in high school now.
Huh?
I'm a freshman, I think.
A freshman?
This one, either a freshman's or a sophomore or something.
Well,
Got which just now.
Maybe it was janitor.
No, it ain't that.
well, Lord me, Cedric, you can't go into high school.
Why, of course not. You got to finish the 8th grade first, and all the grades up to that.
Why, sure, you just been through the third reader, Cedric.
Well, I'm in high school, though. Papa fixed it.
Oh,
He's president of the school board now.
yeah, I see.
Hey, that'll give you an idea right there, the kind of a president we got this year. And it'd be better off to just close up the dadgum school.
Cedric, I don't believe your papa can do that, though. Even if he is running the school board, he can't put you into high school.
Well, he done put me there. He fixed it.
Huh.
I'm a genuine imitation freshman now.
Well, was this your papa's idea, or was it yours, Cedric?
Weren't neither one of our ideas. It was Mama's.
Oh, your mama, huh?
Looks like we got a woman running things this year.
Sure does, don't it?
Mama always wanted me to grow up to be a doctor or a lawyer, one.
Doctor or a lawyer?
Yes, Mom. Now she says this is my chance.
Oh,
Papa fix it so as I can get through high school and then I can go to college.
uh-huh. Well, how you gonna get to go through college, oh, Cedric?
Papa fix it.
Yeah, I bet he can.
Well, Mama says he's got to do it.
Uh-huh.
Don't forget, though, Cedric, you got to have brains to get through college. What are you going to use for brains?
I don't know. Papa fix it. He's president of the school board, you know.
Well, I know one thing, Cedric. If you ever get to be a doctor, I'm going to make sure that I never get sick. I can tell you that right now.
Well, Papa fix it so you'll get sick, I think.
Huh?
He's already fixed it so I got sick. I think, Granny, if we let you get into high school, well, then we ought to let all them little youngins in the third reader be freshmen, too.
Yes, Mom, it ain't a bad idea.
And that'll make our school system here in Pine Ridge look something wonderful, wouldn't it? We'd be the laughing stocks of the whole country. That's what we'd be.
Why, sure, it'd be a disgrace to the communities. Put all them little young'uns up into high school.
Well, another thing, I'm going to get to be on the Pine Ridge High School football team this year, too.
Football team?
Yes, I'm going to be the fullback and both halfbacks, I think.
Well, you can't be all three of them, Cedric.
Yes, I can. No, they ain't got enough fellers this year to make up a full team, so I'm going to play all them positions.
Oh, you ought to be drawback, Cedric. That's what you ought to be.
Well, I don't know how he plays.
Huh?
I don't know where he stands.
Well, you ask him over if you can't play drawback on a team. Be a good spot for you, Cedric.
You want to be careful with that scrimmage line now. Don't get your feet tangled up in it, Cedric.
Oh.
No, what's that?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Wait a minute, though, Cedric. Don't forget this. You got to have passing marks in all your studies before you can play on the team.
Yeah, how about that, Cedric? How you ever going to pass them high school studies? You just been through the third reader. Well, you couldn't even catch on to that stuff that they tried to learn you down them little bitty grades.
Well, Papa fix it.
Doggone, I'm getting sick and tired of hearing you say that, Cedric.
Well, he will. He'll fix it. Mama said he would.
Yeah, well, sure. Ma said he would. I reckon he'll have to do it then.
I'm going to be on the debating team, too.
Debating team?
Yes, Mom. Don't you know what that is?
I don't know whether I do or not. What is it, Cedric?
Oh, you get in arguments, and one of them wins. And they give you a cup or a medal with your name on it.
Yeah, well, you ought to be good at that. You start enough arguments around here all the time, Cedric.
Well, Mama said it'd be good for me as long as I'm going to be a lawyer, maybe.
Yeah, it would be. You'd be a fine lawyer, Cedric.
I'm going to be the valedictorian of my class, too. Papa fixed it up for me so if I can.
Hey, doggy, Cedric, your paw's going to do wonders, you know it. That's all you said yet, that your paw's going to fix everything for you.
Well, Mama said he would.
Yeah.
Hi, Granny Abner. You know what we're seeing here?
Huh?
We're seeing the beginning of the decline of the human race. The crumbling of civilization.
Is that what we're seeing?
Yes, sir. When things like this can happen before our very eyes, well, we're bound to be headed for ruination.
Where, huh?
Well, of course we are. To think it's starting right here in our own town, right in Pine Ridge.
Yeah.
And all on account of that idiotic school board electing Caleb Weehunt for president.
Yeah.
Good for Papa.
Well, ain't nothing that can be did about it now, though, Lum. It's already over. They've elected him. He's in office. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, that's the trouble. Have to wait till he does something real bad wrong before we can recall him.
Yeah, well, this might do it. You can't tell.
I know one thing. At the first board meeting we have, I'm going to get up and make the longest one speech anybody's ever heard in their whole lives.
Well, that's the time. That's what you ought to do. You've always been the president of the school board. When things ain't running right, why, it's up to you to get them straightened out, Lum.
And I'm going to join a sorority, too, I forgot to tell you.
Going to do what?
Join a sorority.
Where?
At the high school.
Oh, for goodness sake, Cedric, you can't join no sorority. They won't let boys in sororities.
Why won't they?
Well, they just won't, that's all. They just won't let them in.
Papa fix it.
Oh, he will, huh?
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
I'm going to have the leading role in the high school play, too. Going to wear a fancy costume and all that.
Bound you, now that'll be good. I just can't hardly wait to see that.
Yes, me, too.
Yeah, I'd love to see it, Cedric.
You know, I never knowed before that I did have so many talents.
You never?
No.
Wow.
Must have been a genuine genius all the time and never even knowed it.
Oh, you must have been. Ain't no doubt about that, Cedric. You've got talents. I've known that for a long time.
I did, too.
You did, huh?
I'm going to be in the Glee Club, too.
Glee Club?
I might take the first prize in the state high school out loud speaking contest, too.
Oh, you going to give reading, Cedric?
Well, that's sort of like the debating club, only you don't argue with nobody.
Oh, just talk to yourself, huh?
Yes, Mom.
Yeah, you ought to be good at that. She
Well,
can at least understand you.
Mom, I ain't decided for sure about that yet, though.
Well, she ought to be making up her mind, Cedric. She oughtn't to leave them things undecided till the last minute, you know.
Well, I believe I'll win it, though, don't you?
Well, I don't know, Cedric. I don't know who else is going to be on there, but if there's anybody else, I don't believe you will.
Papa fix it.
He will, huh?
Yes, Mom.
Doggy, Cedric, I just sitting here thinking, how you going to find time to do all this stuff you're talking about? You work at the defense plant all night and you sleep most of the day.
Oh, I ain't doing that no more.
You ain't?
No, Mom. Quit over there yesterday.
For the land's sake.
Yes, that don't beat the bugs of fighting.
You mean, Cedric, you actually quit that good job you had over there for this nonsense?
Yes, Mom. Just walked right up and told him to give me my time.
I do know.
I'm a schoolboy now, and Mama said there was some kind of a child's labor law that makes it unlegal for me to work no less.
But, Lord me, Cedric, you ain't no child, though.
I'm a schoolboy, ain't I?
You're an overgrown schoolboy, Cedric. You ain't no young'un.
Well, Mama don't want me to do nothing that interfere with my education.
For the land's sake, they lie.
Oh, yeah, I forgot something else I'm going to be as cheerleader, I think.
Cheerleader?
Yes, Mom. Get to wear a purple and yellow striped sweater and holler through a megaphone and wave my arms and act kind of crazy and all that stuff.
You won't have much trouble with acting crazy, boy.
No, you mean I'm a good actor, don't you?
Oh, yes, Cedric. You'll do good at that. Yes, sir. That's just the work that's suited for
Just
you.
a second, though, Cedric. How you aiming to be both a cheerleader and on a football team at the same time?
Mom?
How can you be out there on the football field playing and then over at the sidelines hollering through one of them megaphones at the same time, Cedric?
Let's see. How could I do that?
Yeah, there's something that's going to be hard for you to figure out, Cedric. You ought to start working on that.
I'll have all the cheers be for me, I know that.
Oh, sure, but that ain't going to help you none doing that, Cedric.
Won't, huh?
Why, of course not. You're going to be out there on the football field playing.
Well, as long as I'll be captain of the team, well, I can just keep taking time out and go over and lead a yell for myself and then go back and make another home run or whatever they call them.
Touchdowns, what they call them, Cedric.
And then I'll take out time again and run over and lead another yell for me and then go back and make another home run. What'd you call them?
Touchdown is what it is. You're going to play so many parts on that team, you ought to find out what it is you're doing out there.
Well, you ain't allowed to take that many times out, though, I don't think. In the rules.
Why, of course it is.
Well, Papa changed the rules then.
Well, your pa can't do that now, Cedric. He can't change the rules, and he can't fix it to where you can be in no two places at one time. I can tell him that right now.
Yes, he can. He'll fix it somehow.
Doggos, he must be a magician then. That's all I've got to say for him.
Well, he's president of the school board.
I know that, Cedric.
Mama told him to do it. That's another thing.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's fine.
Well, here, let me get that pencil and writing tablet. I got to get over to school.
All right.
I want to be late my first day in high school. I'm gonna learn how to write my name without lolling my tongue out.
Well, that's fine, Cedric. You just learn to write if you be doing all right. Any special color pencil you want?
Oh, like I have them in my school colors if I can get them.
Well, we ain't got no school colors.
Well, what color the other school boys buying this year?
I don't know. Yellow, I reckon. Actually, that's all we got. Is that our ring, Mom?
Yeah, I believe it was. I'll get it.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll get Cedric's pencil tablet.
Hello, jot 'em down, store and library. Lum Edwards talking. How's that, Tom? Oh, yeah, he's here. Oh, I see. Yeah, I know that. All right, Tom, I'll tell him. Not at all. Goodbye.
Who was that, Mom? Tom Foster?
Yeah. And I'm feared, Cedric, that you're going to miss out on your first day of high school after all.
Mom?
Tom Foster wants you to come over and see him right away.
Whereabouts? Over at his house?
No, we're at his office at the draft board.
The draft board?
Yeah, it seems that long as Cedric ain't working in a essential industry no more, why, they want him to appear for reclassifying.
Uh-oh. Did you hear that, Cedric?
Yes, Mom, I heard it. I'm just thinking here.
All right, Granny Cedric, now let's see your papa fix that. Granny Abner, I believe that's our ring.
I know this, Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Cedric decided that because his father is now president of the school board, he would return to school and jump from the 3rd grade into high school. However, he made the mistake of quitting his defense job, and so yesterday he received a call from his draft board. As you look in on the little community today, we find Lum and Abner in their jot 'em down store and library. Abner is looking out the front window.
Oh, school must be over for the day. There goes a batch of young'uns toting books under their arms. Look at them there. Don't it seems good to see them again, don't it, Lum?
Reckon so. I don't know.
Yes, sir, fella. Sort of get to missing that during the summer vacate.
Yeah, but it's a shame the way the scholars has changed.
Changed?
Yeah, they don't look their old happy selves this year, Abner.
Huh?
All appear to be more ignorant and gloomy or something.
Well, I ain't noticed nothing like that. Fact is, this is just the 2nd day of school. They look as happy as they ever did, near as I can calculate. Well, look out there. There's a batch of them right now, wrestling, scuffling, going along there laughing.
Yeah, but it's just a false front they're putting up. They ain't sure enough happy.
Well, I don't see how you can figure that. Wait a minute. Are you just saying that 'cause Caleb Weehunt's president of the school board now instead of you, Lum?
I never said nothing about Caleb. I just made a remark about the scholars.
Well, law me, Lum. Caleb being president ain't gonna have no effect on the young'uns.
It's bound to, Abner. You just can't get away from it.
Why, they don't care who runs the school board. All they care about is who the teacher is. They got the same one they had last year, Professor Sloan.
They care who's president, too. I know they do. They want to have somebody in office they can look up to and admire, like one feller I know in this town, an intellectual feller.
Ulysses S. Quincy?
No.
Well, he's brainy. He can okay anything that anybody says.
Well, I never had him in mind, but anyways, it's going to unencourage the scholars when they look at Caleb. They'll say to themselves, we don't want to grow up to be like him.
Well, what's wrong with him? Caleb's a good man. Treats his women folks good. Makes a good living, that blacksmith shop of his.
You call that living, pounding on horseshoes all day long?
Well, he's alive, if that's what you mean. Eats and talks and all that. And he ain't in debt to nobody. He's honest. That's more than you can say for a lot of folks around this town.
Abner, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Money ain't everything.
Well, no, I reckon not. It's sort of handy stuff to have kicking around the house, though. You got to admit that.
Well, it might be for you unintellectual fellers that ain't got no high-class culture interest in life. And I hate to see our young'uns growing up under that money-mad kind of psychology. Just ruin every one of them.
Well, Lum, the young'uns ain't growing up no different than they ever did before.
Yes, sir. Take this business about Cedric, for instance. There's a boy that ain't never got past the third reader. Here he is getting in high school just 'cause his papa's president of the school board.
Yeah, and Cedric won't be there long. He'll be in the Army since they called him over the draft board for that re-unclassifying him yesterday.
Well, in a way, I sort of hope he does go in the Army. Might do him some good.
Why, sure it would.
Knock some sense in his head.
Finest thing in the world, fine.
Yeah, show him that his papa can't fix everything.
Oh, yeah, they'll more likely learn him that pretty quick.
I hear that he was even going around school there telling the other scholars that if there's anything about school they didn't like, why, he'd get his papa to fix it.
Oh, yeah, Mary told me that. Yeah. She said that Cedric's about the most popular feller there is around school.
Granny's if that ain't disgusting.
Well, Mary was even going to have Cedric fix something for her.
I thought she was smarter than that.
Well, I talked to her. I finally straightened her out on it, I think.
What was she wanted fixed?
She wanted her name changed.
Her name changed?
Yeah, that's what she wanted.
You mean she wants to get married?
Oh, no, of course not, Lum.
Well, what's wrong with the name we give her, Mary Edders? Mary's a pretty name. I've always thought so.
Yeah, well, she didn't want to change that. Just her last name.
You mean Edders?
Yeah, see, she sits up in the front of the room.
Don't explain it. I understand the whole thing. So she's ashamed of me, too, huh? Don't want to have my name no more.
Why, no, that ain't it, Lum.
Yes, it is. I'm nothing but an ex-president now. I ain't nobody no more.
Oh, Lum.
Oh, broke down man. Forced up. Nobody wants to have nothing to do with me no more.
Doggies now, Lum, don't you get on that subject again.
Quick as a man loses out on the school board election, why everybody turns against him. Kick him when he's down. Trample him in the dust.
Goodness.
I never thought Mary'd turn against me, though.
She ain't turned against you, Lum.
I reckon I can't blame her. She don't want the other young'uns to make fun of her. Jeer at her on account of having me for her guardian.
Oh, my goodness.
It's natural she don't want to be the laughing stock. Oh, the humiliations of it all.
Lum, if you'll just let me tell you why Mary wants to change her name.
I'd rather not talk about it, Abner. Just let it go. I understand.
Why, you don't know such a thing, Lum. She just wanted to change her name so she could change her seat in school.
Yeah,
See, Professor Salone sets the scholars according to their last name. A, B, C, and so, you know, that alphabetical stuff.
Yeah.
That's the way he sets them around
Well,
school.
what's that got to do with it?
Well, see, the way it is now, Beulah Pitts sits next to Kenny Pomeroy. And Mary was afraid that Beulah'd start making sheep eyes at Kenny.
Oh, for goodness sake. Well, I see, there you are again. When I was running the school board, the young'uns never had time to think of such foolishness. They was being learned the side of education then.
Yeah, well, anyway, Mary wanted to change her name to, well, Polk or Pollard or something that comes in twixt Pitts and Pomeroy there so she could sit close to Kenny.
Well, you tell that young lady that the name of Edders has been famous in history for thousands and thousands and hundreds of years.
It has, huh?
Why, sure it has.
Who's famous?
Well, there's King Edders and...
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Home Run Edders and...
Home Run Edders?
Eddard Cigars and... Well, there's lots of famous people named Edders.
Yes, huh?
Why, wait a minute. There comes Cedric.
Oh, Cedric. Told us he ain't got his army uniform on.
Well, naturally, they just called him over to the draft board yesterday.
Oh.
Takes time to get him introduced into all that.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that, yeah. Howdy, Cedric.
Wonderful world. Here comes Cedric, the high school boy.
My goodness, I thought you'd be in the army by now, Cedric.
Go on.
Well, you went over to that draft board yesterday, didn't you?
Yes, Mom. They examined me with a physical examination and give me a batch of tests and all. Asked me questions, and I don't know what.
How'd you come out, Cedric?
Well, pretty good, I reckon. They never told me what my grade was.
Well,
They said I'd be the biggest liability they had in the whole army.
biggest liability.
Yes, Mom. I believe that was the word they used.
Well,
Said no matter what branch of the service they'd put me in, well, I'd be a liability.
my doggies, good for you, Cedric.
Well, wait a minute, Abner. That ain't no compliment.
Huh?
They weren't casting no favors at Cedric when they told him that.
Oh,
What they meant was that Cedric wouldn't fit in no place. He'd just make 'em more trouble and he'd do 'em any good.
is that what they meant, Cedric?
I don't know. All I know is that I ain't in the army. I know that.
Yeah, not at all, huh?
No, Mom.
Huh.
They talked me into going back to my job at the defense plant. Back on the graveyard shift again.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that you never got in the army, Cedric.
They said I was 4F'er than I was the other time they examined me.
Huh.
Claimed I was the 4th F they'd ever saw.
Well, that's nice of them to say that about you, Cedric.
No. But I can go to high school now, though, as long as I don't work daytime.
Well, if you're working over the defense plant at night and going to high school in the daytime, when you going to sleep, Cedric?
Oh, I can sleep in school.
In school?
Yeah. I'm going to have Papa put a big comfort chair in the high school room for me. He'll fix it.
Oh, is he still fixing things for you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That reminds me why I come in here. Whereabouts is Mary at?
Why, I reckon she's over at the place. Elizabeth told her to come right home after school and help with the chores around the house.
Wait a minute, Cedric. What do you want to see her about? Changing her name?
Yes, Mom. I'll take that up with Papa this noon.
Cedric, now your Paul can't fix no such things as that. He can't change folks' name for 'em.
Well, that's exactly what Papa said, too.
Oh, well, see there.
I don't know what's come over Papa. He must be slipping. I thought he could fix anything since he got to be president of the board.
Cedric, do you have to keep mentioning what your papa is?
Yeah, you better not say that around Lum no more, Cedric.
Yes, Mom. Papa's quite a disappointment to me.
Well, he is to me, too.
Well, I reckon I better call up Miss Mary and tell her.
Oh, well, you needn't mind, Cedric. I can tell her when I go home. Well, fact is, to be honest, I done told her, Cedric, that your papa couldn't fix that.
Yes, Mom, but I got something else to tell her. You mind if I borrow your phone for a minute?
Why, no, I reckon I'll go ahead.
Oh, what's your ring over at the place?
Long and the short and the long, Cedric. What else is it you wanted to tell her, Cedric?
Oh, she wanted to set in twixt Kenny Pomeroy and Bueller Pitts because she don't want Bueller sitting next to her feller.
Yeah, we know all that.
Well, when Papa said he couldn't fix it, well, I fixed it myself.
You did. Now, wait just a minute.
Hello?
Here now, Cedric.
Hello?
Cedric.
Hello?
Well, don't just keep saying hello. Well, tell her who it is or something.
Who is this? Oh, must have got the wrong ring. Sounds like Miss Mary.
Well, ain't that who you was calling?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hello, Miss Mary. This is Cedric Weehunt, high school class of 1943 talking. Mom? Oh, Papa can't change that. But I fixed it so Bueller and Kenny won't be sitting together no more. Oh, well, it weren't nothing. Just proud to do it. All I done just put some glue on Professor Sloan's chair, and then I told him that Kenny done it.
Kenny?
Well, don't you see? They can't sit together no more now because Professor Sloan's going to expel Kenny right out of school. Boy, I told you I'd fix it for you.